say hi to as many people as possible. Give me a second here. Welcome in Nova, Star, V, ... Cynthia, Athena. Good afternoon, everybody tuning into the live stream. Good afternoon. I hope that you have had a real good Tuesday so far. Let me tell you guys, my Tuesday has been great. My favorite band in the world just announced that they're doing another tour around America, and their tickets go on pre-sale tomorrow morning. Oh my goodness, I'm going to buy some tickets so fast. It's going to be phenomenal. The Backseat Lovers are at it again. The Backseat Lovers, everybody. And their opener for the specific concert that I want to go to, their name is Over Under. They're also great. So it's the Over Under and the Backseat Lovers. I'm going to see them live in Salt Lake City. I cannot wait. I mean, this is literally the only thing I'm going to be thinking about. Just kidding. That's satirical. For the next couple months, and I can't wait. The concert's on the 1st of October. Oh, I cannot wait. So anyways, for the very first 2.5 thousand people that have made their way into the live stream, I once again hope that you've had a great start to your Tuesday. We're going to go ahead and hop right into the debates as per usual. So if you want to see some debates, once again, double tap away on that phone screen, share out this live with a handful of friends, and hop in that queue if you support Trump. I'd love to get you up here, and I'd love to have a good faith discussion with a handful of Trump supporters. Now, we're not going to waste a moment, so let's go ahead and throw up the rules on the stream and get into the debates. If you're going to join in that queue, make sure you are following the rules posted right in front of you. You got to be 18 plus. You got to be from America, and you have to support Trump and be ready and willing to hop in here and have a debate. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the very first discussion of the day. Let's go ahead and get Dead Pig loaded up into the live. What a name. Dead Pig. What a name. Welcome in, Dead Pig. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I'm pooping right now.
Very nice. I'm going to go and let you continue your poop, and we're going to kick you off and move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute. We're going to move on to the next guest, Mr. Ryan. Once again, for everybody tuning in for the first 3,000 of y'all, good to have you guys here. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, let's go to move on to the next guest right now. We got Rugo loading up. Phenomenal. Somebody in the chat says W Shirt Team. Thank you. I actually have a couple guitar picks signed by them. Big fan. Welcome in.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I sure can. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do. I want to know, why do you support Kamala? Is it because you'll get no views?
No, it's because I'd agree with him and there wouldn't be a debate.
Come on, bro.
Think about it. This is a debate live. In order to debate, what is required? Opposing opinions.
Okay, so why don't you like Trump? Please educate me.
Okay, no, I will. I just thought that one was like an obvious one. But I'm just going to move on. I'm going to forget that.
I wouldn't think you would get no views because nobody cares about Kamala. Everybody cares about Trump.
If I ran the
and you do this every day, making money off of Trump's name, but you don't like him. It's for real.
So I do make money off of these debates.
I know.
And it's because I'm able to prove to people why Trump
and
is
you
so
wouldn't
shit.
make no money if you were talking about Kamala, correct?
Well, I wouldn't. If I was talking about Kamala, then I wouldn't be a political debater, and I wouldn't be doing these live streams. Like, I'm confused. We need to stop talking past each other real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
If I was like asking the question, why did you support Kamala? I would agree with the guest because I supported Kamala. Right?
Okay. How many views? Okay, you should try it for the next week. How do you still support Kamala?
Why would
I see how many views you get?
Why would I try it?
I bet you'll get like 300 views max. You're rage baiting everybody.
I get like 300 people in here in the first 10 seconds, kid. I don't think so. I could get like a couple thousand.
You get people debating you about Trump, though. You got a lot of Trump supporters,
right? Because I disagree with Trump supportors.
So where are the Kamala supporters at?
In the
chat. How come you don't let them talk? How come you don't let them tell you why they support Kamala?
Because this is
you should try that out. I bet you won't get no views.
Okay,
and you live off of Trump's name.
Sir, with all due respect, what the hell do you not understand about the fact that this is a debate live?
Brother.
No, like, think about it. Answer that. What the hell don't you understand about that? This is a debate live? It's a debate? I have a question. Would I have a debate with people that supported Kamala?
All right, ask.
No, answer my question. Would I have a debate with people that supported Kamala in the election?
Yes.
What would we debate about?
What has Kamala done?
What has Kamala done?
Yes.
Okay, what would a debate look like?
I like this person because of this. I dislike this person because of this. We're disagreeing on a topic, right?
Oh, so you'd come up here. So you're telling me that I should have people come up here and tell me why they didn't like Kamala?
I think you should come up. I think you should have people come up and tell you why they like Kamala. Yes.
Ali, thank you for the $5 over on Cash App. And why would I have people come up here and tell me why they like Kamala?
So you could stop making money off of Trump's name, a person you dislike.
So you're just pissed that I make money off of proving why the president is bad. And that really pisses you off. I hate to piss you off even more, but we actually just got a $50 donation over on PayPal from Justin.
Brother, I'm not mad.
Justin, thank you for the $50. Thank you so much, Justin. You were phenomenal. 1 second, sir. I'm going to have you bite down real quick, quite frankly. Mr. Justin, with the $50 donation over on PayPal says, how's your day going so far today, Dean? Hope you're doing well. No, dude, I am doing well today.
It's
Justin.
crazy that
good.
you wouldn't
Thank you
even
for the $50. Let's get 500 Justin W's down below in that chat for the $50 donation. Thank you so much for allowing me to make money off of Trump somehow.
Yes.
Because of your support, Mr. Justin.
Trump's name is in your freaking title, bro. Like, what are you talking about? You make money off of Trump.
Of course, the name of the president that I think is bad for this country is going to be in the title.
What would you talk about if you were talking about Kamala? Give me 5 things that she's done in the past 6 months.
Give you 5 things that she's done since the election?
Yeah.
She went on
because doesn't she still have power?
She went on doesn't she have power? She's not in any public office.
No, but she has, bro. You know what I mean. She has the ability to raise money and do things for people, correct?
She has the ability to fundraise? Yeah.
And serve people, correct?
When you say serve people, what do you mean?
She could give back school supplies, brother. Anything. You know what I mean. Has she given back anything? Has she done anything in the past 6 months besides go on shows and talk?
So she wrote a book called 107 Days, breaking down her 107-day run for the presidency.
Okay, next.
She went on Colbert Show and talked about how she wasn't going to run for the governor's position.
Okay, next.
She she went grocery shopping with Doug.
And that benefits the tax-paying citizens how?
I don't think that she has any obligation to benefit taxpayers. Why would she have an obligation to do that?
Isn't she running?
1 second. I want to ask you a question. What the hell has Trump done in the last 6 months to benefit taxpayers as president? You know what? Actually, 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and start the live up on YouTube real quick before you even answer that question. So don't you leave. Don't you run away. Because I feel like people have a tendency to run away when I start the YouTube live.
I don't care, bro.
But I mean, I just want to be able to broadcast this conversation out to YouTube real quick. So just give us a second here. Welcome in for everybody tuning in on YouTube. I appreciate you guys for being here. If you haven't been here before, we just simply debate Trump supporters until I rage quit every day, which tends to be around the 4-hour mark. Now, we already have our first Trump supporter loaded into the live. Their name is Rugo. And Rugo is definitely pretty interesting. That's why I made sure to start the conversation. Rugo came up here and asked me, what has Kamala Harris done in the last 6 months while Trump has been president? And he's placed an unrealistic burden on her to be providing to the average American more than the president, who is Trump. So he just asked me the question, what has she done in the last 6 months to benefit Americans? And, there's a context that's required. That's where the conversation has gone before I started the live over on YouTube. But the reason I started the live over on YouTube is so this following question could be on the record forever. So you are now criticizing Kamala Harris, saying that she hasn't done enough for Americans in the last 6 months as a private citizen. Well, sir, go ahead and tell us what one thing our President Trump has done to benefit the average American in the last 6 months.
Well, if I say he closed... So I live in San Antonio, Texas, right? So he closed the border.
How did he do that?
Well, he sent more agents. He sent more people over there. He did... I don't know. He sent more agents. That's how I would answer.
So your answer
he closed the border and he said he sent more ICE agents.
So your answer is I don't know.
He sent more people. No, he sent more ICE agents.
So, ICE agents? Wait, ICE agents are those that are... ICE agents are those that are in charge of deportation.
He sent more border people. to the border
and
to make sure people come in legally.
And what was the outcome of that benefited the average American?
Bro, do you know who Lincoln Riley is?
Do you know who Lincoln Riley is? Yeah.
Okay, do you know who Trendy Aragua is? Because they were in my city in an apartment complex.
You're in Aurora?
You know who they are? In San Antonio, Texas. Look up Trendy Aragua taking over an apartment complex. Look that up, brother.
All right, so I do know who Trendy Aragua is. I also know who Lincoln Riley is. Now go ahead and wrap it in full picture. What has Donald Trump done to help the average American? Where are we at? Yeah, I don't think he has an answer, chat. By the way, I can't hear you.
I'm answering, brother. Oh, am I on pause? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I gotta be able to see. You have to be able to see me in order for me to be able to hear you.
I can hear you. I can see you, bro.
Right. So tell me about Lincoln Riley. What do you think about her?
I think that's sad, bro. That a legal person came over and
do you think that
they raped her and killed her, right?
Do you think that Democrats kind of ignore Lincoln Riley? They don't talk about her enough?
To be honest, I think nobody talks about it enough.
And do you think that the fact that like Democrats, like specifically, do you think it's pretty sinister and evil that Democrats don't like to talk about Lincoln Riley?
Do I think it's sinister and evil that Democrats don't? No, I don't not think. I think it doesn't help them because they wanted open borders. I don't think it's evil.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Do you know who Molly Tibbetts is?
I do not know who Molly Tibbetts is.
Oh, of course you don't know who Molly Tibbetts is. That was actually a woman that was unalived by an undocumented immigrant under Trump's first term. So it seems like they don't actually really care about women that are being murdered by individuals, and they only talk about it when it benefits their political agenda.
What year was that?
Don't interrupt me.
What year was that? 2016?
Don't interrupt me. Donald Trump wasn't even president.
What year was that?
I'm not going to allow you to interrupt me while I'm speaking. I don't know who you think you are, but the way that we have these conversations is by allowing each other to finish. So I'm going to go ahead and finish what I said. Is that fair?
Can you tell me the year, please?
2018. Now, do you hear me? Do you hear me telling you to shut the hell up? Okay. All right, man. Now I've put you on mute. I'm going to need to be able to finish speaking. All right? Is that fair? So calm down, come off of mute. I don't want to have to put the binky in your mouth forcefully. Okay, what's going on with your mic?
Nothing, you put me on mute. Can you hear me?
You're muffling your mic.
Can you hear me now?
Go out of the app, then go back into it. You have an echo. It sounds like he's underwater. I just want to be able to give him an argument, but it's like I can't even give him an argument. He's interrupting me. He has an echo. He's all over the place. This guy's all over the place. Like, you know, it's a good debate tactic I've realized from some people on the right is they'll just do everything in their power to just not allow me to be able to make an argument. And that's their debate tactic. Okay, sir, now come back into the app. Now you got to come back to TikTok. And he left. I don't know why. Why do they do that, dude? It's so annoying. Like they just, oh, he's back in the queue. Like they just want to be able to come up here, like say shit, and then just like leave. I don't know. Okay, Rugo.
Can you hear me?
I can. Now, quickly, I'm going to thank somebody else for another donation. Justin again with another $40 over on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love, Justin. Let's get 400 Justin W's down below. Justin says, here's some more money for telling the truth and not supporting a racist person who doesn't care about us and for standing up for us. Justin, I love you, man. Thank you for the $40. The guys would say I'm making money off of Trump's name. Let's show some love to Justin down below. Now I'm going to give you my argument. So you brought up Lincoln Riley. You brought up an undocumented immigrant that had committed a violent crime and murdered somebody in the country. So let me ask you a question, because I don't really think that you care about crime too much here. Tell me, what percent of violent crimes that occur in America are committed by undocumented immigrants?
It's probably way less than any white, black, Mexican, like any person. It's probably way less than all of them.
Okay, so it's 1%. And on top of that, they're 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes when compared to natural U.S.-born citizens. So I want to ask you a second question.
Trendy Aragua?
No, because I'm still running my argument. You have to be able to let me finish running my argument. Now I want to ask you a second question. Who commits 92% of all violent crimes in this country?
Is it white or black? I don't know. What is it?
What? No, I'm not asking you a question based on race. It's men.
Males, okay.
It's
Yes.
men, right? So I find it absolutely fucking hilarious that you're going to pop up here and tell me that we need to do mass deportation because undocumented immigrants are the problem. They're the one committing all the violent crimes, even though men commit 90x the amount of violent crimes that undocumented immigrants do. And you've never talked about that a day in your life.
Brother.
And you never sought a solution for that a day in your life. You've never wanted to try to address and figure out why men are committing so many crimes or how to reduce that number. And that's why I think when you sit here and you tell us that we need to forcefully remove 12 million people from this country, rip families apart, and destroy our economy over individuals that are 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes, that it's just a little bit of a virtue signal. And I mean, if nothing that I've said so far proves my point, I'm going to go in and put the nail in the coffin. And the nail in the coffin would be the fact that you put a 34 count felon in the Oval Office. You put somebody that was held liable for a violent offense, rape, in the Oval Office. And when he turned around and he pardoned individuals that were found guilty of violent crimes, like bashing cops' heads in with their feet on January 6th, or driving in a stun gun into a cop's neck and giving them a heart attack on January 6th, we're talking about Trump's pardon of DJ Rodriguez. You just turned the other cheek. You never talked about it. You never talked about it. You never looked at it, and you didn't care. And for all these reasons and more, I'm not convinced that you care about crime. You have to unmute yourself. I sent you an invitation. It's very simple, Rugo. I want you to click on your profile picture and then click the icon of the microphone. There you go. Go ahead.
Okay, so I never said we should. I think we should get all the criminals out, bro. The moms, the daughters, and all them. They should have came legally, and if they get caught, they are gonna get sent back. But we need to get the gang members out, bro. And you know that too. Like, okay. I agree with you and I disagree with you because, bro, there's still gang members. I live right by the border. I live in San Antonio, Texas. Like, trust me, bro. There are criminals that come over.
Point number one.
Hold up. Can I finish talking? Because you went on like a 5-minute rant too.
Well, the first point that I wanted to make is
hold up, please, bro. Please, bro.
What I said.
Please, bro. Okay, look. Most of the, bro, because TikTok was on when people were coming over the border, right? There was not one Mexican that came over the border. They were literally from all these other countries. I did not see not one Mexican come over. They were Chinese, they were Indian, they were from Russia, they were from all these other places but Mexico. And it was on TikTok, and it was on X, and it was on all those platforms. And you'll probably pull up something that more Mexicans came over than anybody because
I'm just making sure that I'm writing down your points. So I just wrote down your 2 points. So what was my argument about? So for everybody that's in the chat listening, I mean, I bet you heard me clear as day. I gave an argument about how in response to this guy's claim about Laken Riley and other individuals that have been victims of violent crimes that have been committed by undocumented immigrants, well, I just gave him a simple argument to point out that they're significantly less likely to commit violent crimes compared to citizens. They only commit 1% of all violent crimes. Meanwhile, men commit 90%.
They committed a crime coming over the border, bro.
I'm
That's the crime right there.
And I'm going to mute you again if you interrupt me.
That's the crime right there.
I was specifically referring to violent crimes.
Okay, but is that a crime, yes or no?
Is not a violent crime. It is a crime, but it's not a violent crime. And if you
so do you commit non-violent crimes every day?
Or
no?
Well, yeah.
Do you?
I speed.
Oh, you speed. Okay.
So
but if a cop was behind you,
are now interrupting me. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to stop interrupting me. Why are you looking at me like I'm crazy here? I just want to be able to talk without you interrupting me. Why are you looking at me like I'm crazy? Why are you talking like I'm so unrealistic and insane for sitting here telling you to shut the hell up and let me finish speaking because you interrupted me 3 words in? Don't give me the, oh my God, bro, okay. Just say, okay, Dean, I'm sorry for interrupting you and I'll let you finish speaking. And you demanded the same thing out of me, by the way, so don't be a hypocrite. Now I'm going to go back to what I was saying. I gave you an argument to demonstrate that you don't really care about crime because undocumented immigrants only commit 1%. Meanwhile, men commit 92%, and you never focus on that a day in your life. And then I gave you the nail in the coffin, how your president is a 34 count felon, right? Which is a higher degree of an infraction upon the law, which is a felon, compared to the misdemeanor that undocumented immigrants are guilty of, and his pardons of the violent offenders that try to kill cops on January 6th and how you don't care. And you listened to that argument, you consumed that position, and you crumpled it up in a ball, you threw it out the window, and then you responded by telling me that we need to deport gang members and immigrants aren't Mexican. Okay, so I think if we're going to try to have a productive dialogue here, you have to be able to, at the bare minimum, respond to what I say. But we're going to leave that behind us, and now I'm going to respond to your 2 points. Your first point was saying that we need to deport individuals that are members of a gang or people with prior violent offenses. So I agree. Undocumented immigrants with prior violent offenses on their records either do need to be put in jail or deported. But here's the funny fact. The Trump administration is actually deporting individuals with prior criminal offenses at lower rates than the Biden-Harris administration was, because their focus is not specifically on them, but rather on all undocumented immigrants, including the innocent moms, dads, and children.
Okay. So the 34 felonies, why isn't he in jail, bro? Let me know.
Yeah, because by the time sentencing came around, he was already president, and the judge didn't want to send the president to jail.
Okay. So what are things you do like about Trump and what he's done in the past 6 months? Do
I'm
you
not
have
going to let you
any
pivot.
positive things?
Unfortunately, sir, you're not going to be allowed to pivot. Like,
Oh,
okay,
okay. So
this is
the next
unreal.
thing was 92% of males commit crime, right?
No.
That's what you said.
No, that's not what I said.
92% of males commit violent crime.
I did not say that 92% of men commit violent crimes. I said that 92% of violent crimes are committed by men.
Okay, 92%. Okay, are committed by men. And how you want me responding to that of why they do it? Why do I think they do it?
No.
Like, how do you want me to respond to that?
No, that was a point that I just brought up to demonstrate how you don't really care about violent crime because you only ever talk about Lakeith Riley, but you never talk about all the multiple, or disproportionate amount of victims that are made victims by the 92% of violent crimes that are committed by men as a whole. You never address that, and you specifically also never address the fact that Donald Trump himself has raped a woman, and that was proven inside of a court, and yet you still support him as president.
Donald Trump has raped a woman, and it has been proven in court.
Yes.
That's what you're telling me.
That is what I'm telling you. Absolutely.
Oh, I need some proof on that.
Yeah, just go on Google, type in Donald Trump civil court rape case. I mean, you'll be given articles from the Wall Street Journal with a headline that reads, "Yes, judge clarified that Donald Trump did rape Eugene Carroll." Mm-hmm. He was held civilly liable by a unanimous jury of 9.
And when did that rape occur? And when did the lady go to the court?
So we need to call it grape. That's a TikTok TOS word.
Okay, my bad. I didn't know.
In 1996, and she started her lawsuit against Donald J. Trump in 2019.
Brother, come on. Come on. What
am I waiting for here?
She waited 40 years or 30 years.
Point number 1, you can't do math. Point number 2, 60% of women that are
I'm speaking fast.
Never bring it to the authorities in their lifetime. So why are we victim blaming one that waited 30 years?
No one's victim blaming. It's just funny. It's just funny.
You are victim blaming because instead of evaluating the standard of evidence that the court used to demonstrate Donald Trump's guilt,
so why didn't they put him in jail?
Outside of recognizing the fact that there was a unanimous jury that agreed he was guilty of raping her, you didn't even ask for the evidence for this occurring. You didn't read the court documents and make your mind up for yourself based upon the evidence that was submitted. You just said, "Oh, she lied." Yeah, that's victim blaming. Just baselessly accusing a woman that claims she was raped and then proved it in court to an anonymous jury of 9 without doing any research on the jury, without doing any research on the court case, without doing any research on what the evidence was, without doing any research on what the arguments from Donald Trump and his attorneys were and what the arguments from Eugene Carroll and her attorneys were, and just casting that all out and saying she was lying is absolutely victim blaming. And I'll say that unapologetically with the totality of my chest.
I just think it's a coincidence she waited that long. You know what I mean?
I don't think that
Okay,
there was
well,
anything
I think
coincidental
Trump
about
does
it.
a lot of good things.
Well, one second, sir. I would like to respond to
Oh, go
that
ahead.
claim. I don't
Go
think that
ahead.
there's anything coincidental about it. I think that we have a very clear reason why she waited so long. And that clear reason why is how normalized and accepted grape culture is in America. In America, when a woman comes out and accuses a powerful man of graping her, even if she has evidence, enough evidence to prove it in court, all of a sudden, so many people are willing to attack that woman, attack that victim. In fact, you're literally doing it right now, so you cannot deny this fact. And it was so bad that she was fired from her job as a journalist. She lost her job just because she publicly spoke out about the fact that she was raped, even though she proved it in court. She has been turned into a monolith of the left, dehumanized, have had her dignity stripped of her, and has had frivolous attacks launched against her character, who she is as a person, and what has happened to her for no other reason than she spoke out about her rapist, right? So obviously, I think this is a very clear explanation insofar as why she waited so long and why so many other women that are raped also wait so long. As I brought up when you first made this point, 60% of women that are raped never report it to the authorities in their lifetime because of how widely accepted rape culture is in America today. It's not coincidental. It is the consequence of a really fucked up system propped up by you.
It's my fault. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's the fault of you and the fault of a whole lot of other people that think very similar to you.
And not you.
No, not me, exactly.
So it's my fault that women get raped. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, actually, to a certain extent, it is the fault of you and other individuals like you. When you promote grape culture, you're promoting the acceptability of these heinous actions being committed onto women, because you're basically telling men that they could go grape a woman, have it proved in court, and then still be able to be able to manage their way into the most powerful position, like known to mankind, available to any human. You know what I mean? Like, we should be stigmatizing grape. We should be stigmatizing rapists. We should be limiting the opportunity of people that do grape, so we could introduce an incentive structure to society that will reduce the amount of grapes in which occur. But instead, you were like, oh, he was adjudicated to have raped a woman in court. I'm not going to look at that court. I'm going to call the victim a liar, and I'm going to support him as president.
Okay, can I talk now? Because you've been talking for a minute. Bro, okay. You obviously do this more than me, and you could talk better and all this stuff, but that woman waited 30 years to come forward. And you said 60% of women don't ever come forward, or they might come forward. It's to me, it's funny because it's right around an election time. There's a bunch of fake news going around Trump. There's a bunch of real news going around Trump. I would like, I'm still on Trump's side because I wouldn't believe that woman, brother. And I will go check out the court. Like, I will go check out the court documents and all that stuff.
Yeah, this is
I
why,
will do that, but
this is why I call you a big time POS. This is
No, but
why
look,
I
but
call you a
now
big
I
time
will-
POS. This is why I
my
call you a big time POS. You're just basically calling her a liar. What is your reason to call her a liar?
because, bro, Trump has been right about so many things. And if they would have they would have took him out of office if this was real stuff. They don't want him in the office.
They would have took him out of office if it was real. So actually, no. My counter argument to prove you wrong
Elon Musk
would be that
Elon Musk would
you're
have been like,
interrupting me.
Donald Trump's a rapist.
You're interrupting me. You're interrupting me. So
Go ahead.
actually, no. My counter argument against the idea that people wouldn't have voted for him if it was real is the fact that it is real. I'm trying to communicate that to you. I'm giving you the argument. I'm giving you all of the facilities you would need in order to prove that it is real, yet you are not using or accessing those facilities. You are not interested in exploring truth, and you're
I
basically
literally said I will
calling her
look.
a liar.
No, I will look.
And I'm
but
telling you that I
as
don't
of
believe
now-
you because you've already made up your mind. I don't believe you because you're telling us you've already made up your mind. You're telling us that you've already made up your mind that she's a liar, even though you know nothing about her. Even though you know nothing about the court case. Sir, do you typically reject the conclusions formed by courts without any reason?
Oh my God.
Do you typically do that? Tell me, do you typically reject the conclusions formed by courts without any reason? Answer my question.
The court system is very, bro. You know that's not an easy answer to answer.
It is an easy answer. The answer is no.
If I have a good lawyer, I can get off anything, and
That's
you know
not
that.
the question that I asked you. I asked you if you typically reject the outcomes of courts without any reason.
Do I typically? Okay, well, in this certain case, and if I looked at other cases where women waited 40 years when the man's a multi-billionaire, top of his thing, I would find it very suspicious. Like, why is this woman doing this? Why didn't she
Wouldn't the
So
fact
in
that
this
they're like a
specific
billionaire
case,
give even more reason for the woman to wait so long or to never report it at all? Because
I
of
mean, he's
how
been
much
rich since,
societal power the man would have?
bro, women have more societal power than men, and you know that.
What is your
You know
argument for
that.
that? Can you give me the
That
argument for that?
if she came out and if she got the news press and all that stuff, they would have picked her side instead of Trump's side.
As you actively pick Trump's side,
Okay,
even though
so
he's found
what
guilty.
happened with Mike
As you say that, as
happened
you
with Mike-
actively pick Trump's side with no evidence.
What happened
bro,
with Mike
you are your
Tyson?
own counter argument. You are literally your own counter argument. You are actively picking Trump's side without
Mike Tyson
any reason
went to
or
the-
any. Dude, shut the fuck up. You obviously don't care about consent, so I'm not going to care about your consent when I interrupt you or I mute you or when I speak. Okay? No, you cannot sit here and say that, oh, she came out and basically accused him of raping her, that everybody would pick her side. Okay, my counter argument against this is that she not only just accused him, but she was able to provide enough evidence to convince a jury inside of a court, and you are still baselessly picking his side. You are the counter argument to your own claim. If you're going to sit up here and say that society will always believe the woman, then God, don't be a hypocrite. At the bare minimum, believe the woman.
I bet, brother, what you do, you're really smart, and what you do is really good, right? But I'm not a dummy. I don't spend my life on TikTok.
You're a
so
big time dummy. I'm going to be honest.
okay, well, okay, you could say that, but I know that it's bigger than Trump and it's bigger than Kamala. There's a big scheme on. There's rich people that really own this world. That's all I know. So I'm not really gonna defend Trump about rape when I know that he's not even the biggest player in this game. You understand? I know that.
Oh my
No, for real.
God.
There's bro.
Dude, you're sitting here telling me that you don't even care if our president is a rapist because he's not the biggest player in the game. But then you sit here and you tell me that we should destroy families, rip them apart, and deport millions of people for a simple misdemeanor.
Okay, and I have a daughter, and if I was drinking and driving, they would separate me from my family because I committed a crime. When people come over the border, they commit a crime.
Actually, no. If you're drinking and driving and you're like a father and your kids aren't with you, they won't separate you from your kids. That's not true.
Okay, if I committed a crime, they will separate. I will do jail time. What are you talking about?
So, not all crimes would yield jail time. Like for instance, misdemeanor crimes don't typically yield jail time, including DUIs. Funny enough, so that's a funny example that you brought up. And B,
Okay, in what state? In what state? Because all laws are different. I live in
for
Texas.
instance, like the state that
I live
I'm
in Texas.
Are you saying that all misdemeanor crimes in Texas require jail time?
If you get caught with marijuana in Texas, you are gonna do a day in jail.
Well,
Yeah.
I gotta now kick him for even just saying that. But what a silly, goofy man. I didn't ask you about one specific crime. Obviously, you would be able to point out crimes that require jail time. No fucking shit. But But my question was, do all crimes require jail time? What a lousy man. What a lousy argument. I mean, people like that, chat, they really upset me. You know, I've been really working on keeping my cool lately, and I could do that. But then the moment people come up here and make arguments like the ones he did, it is harder because that shit really affects me. You know, just the fact that a rapist can be found guilty in court and then they just say he's innocent with no reason at all. He hasn't explored the evidence, the court documents, etc. That irks my soul. Welcome in Silent. Do you support Trump?
Hey, dude. So no, I don't support Trump. I just want to say thank you for.
I really appreciate you, man. Unfortunately, we are just looking to talk to Trump supporters, so I do have to kick you. I do apologize, but I do appreciate you for coming up. Your friendly narrator, thank you for the $10 super chat over on YouTube, saying my
Go
greatest...
past the slide. Then at the next one, turn left.
Well, you can go and assume that they're driving. We're going to go to put the rules back up on screen, everybody. If you want to come up here and have a conversation with me, hop in that queue. Make sure you are following the rules, though. Make sure that you are following the rules. If you are not following the rules, you will be promptly kicked. But let's go to read off a handful of donations. Narrator, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube. I appreciate you so much for the love. Everybody show some love to Narrator down below. And then also Veteran with the $10 on Super Chat, calling that last guest a liar. Dude, he's a big-time liar, Veteran. Appreciate you for being here once again, man. You are here every single day. We love you. If everybody watching can please show some love to Narrator and Veteran, that'd mean the world to me while we're trying to get that next guest up here. As well as, let's see, Lindsay, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. And I'll do some research on him, Lindsay. Everybody, let's get 100 Lindsay W's down below. Caleb with the $5 saying listening to your stream is the best part of my day. I appreciate you for being here, Caleb. Andrew with the $10 on PayPal saying thank you for everything that you do. Thank you, Andrew. Show some love to Andrew down below in that chat. And then Sophie with a 20. Thank you for the $20 donation on PayPal, Sophie. You were great. Everybody, 200 Sophie W's. Thank you. Sophie says, thank you for talking about grape culture. It is so necessary. I wish that society would talk about it a little bit more. Welcome in, Daniel. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
All right. Howdy, man.
I'm gonna say it. Do you need me to say any of my age or anything like that?
Yeah. Just want to know how old you are.
36.
All right. And why do you support Trump?
Typically, honestly, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I mean, for my entire life, I've typically tried to stay in the basis of supporting our president, whoever's in office. I typically have never agreed with how people live their life and how things have been done in America, but at the same time, in order to, I guess, operate freely without having any antagonism, I try to stay within the basis of supporting my country.
Okay, well, supporting your country means not supporting the president if your president is hurting the country.
Yeah, I understand that maybe some people might feel that way. I think that we can make that call.
Everybody should feel that way. Just listen. Like, we're not even really talking about Trump here. We're like talking more conceptually. Supporting your country means not supporting the president if the president is hurting the country. True or false?
I would say true. Absolutely true.
Okay.
If he's hurting the country.
Because you support the country and you support Trump as president, this means that you think Donald Trump is not hurting the country but helping the country. So I will ask you, why do you think Donald Trump is helping the country?
Okay. So with my evidence to prove that, actually, I came on here trying to typically touch upon the whole case thing because as I was listening to you bring up the whole grape case against him, like I Googled it and it it clearly states that he wasn't accused, or it didn't how can I say, he wasn't I can't even find the word to it. Forgive me if I'm a little nervous. I've never been online before, but it stated that he wasn't found guilty of it. Now I know that anybody could say that, hey, there's evidence to prove so. You know what I mean? And I don't like typically calling people liars or anything like that. And it's not based off of my opinion, but I do feel confident in our government and our court system that if he was to be found guilty, then it'd be something that would be measured on him, and it's not. So that's the only claim that I have on that. I mean, because as far as everything he's doing, I can't.
I didn't follow. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is that if he's not found guilty and if it's not on his record, they're all
So he
claims.
was.
Because I googled it.
He was
Yeah,
held
I
civilly,
just googled
he was
it.
held civilly liable for the violent sexual abuse of E. Jean Carroll, and then the specific action that the court found him to have done to E. Jean Carroll is something that we colloquially understand as grape, and something that is now understood as grape per the law of New York State. When you read claims saying that he wasn't found guilty for grape, that just means that he wasn't found guilty for forcefully inserting his male member into E. Jean Carroll's female member. He was found guilty for forcefully inserting his fingers into E. Jean Carroll's female member. Right, but that's something that we all colloquially understand as grape. That's something that is now
Which is ultimately disgusting. We would all agree on
and
that.
that is now also something that is legally defined as grape in the state of New York. So I hope that clears up that position for you. So now that you understand that, yeah, he was found guilty of grape, do you still support him?
So the problem is with this, I would say no, because of course I wouldn't support a rapist.
All right.
But what I'm saying is that yes, because I did break the rules. I mean, I do support what's going on in the world now. I mean, as far as like things being changed, because there's a lot of things.
So I just want a response. Do you or do you not still support Trump after you've now figured out that, yeah, he's a rapist?
Exactly. That's exactly what we would state.
What? That was
I
a
would
question.
not. Yeah, that's a, you asked me if I would or not. I said that's exactly what we would state. I would not support a rapist.
Okay, so you don't support him, right?
At this point, no. But I'm
Great, man. Good to hear. Let's go to move on to the next guest. We got Beck City loading up into the live right now, y'all. Madeline, thank you for the $50 donation over on Venmo. Madeline, I really appreciate you so much for the love. That is incredibly kind of you. Madeline says, had a crazy back and forth with an anti-abortion person today, and your name came up. By any chance I could send you the screenshot somewhere? They had some wild takes at the end, and I think they'd be entertaining for you. Anywho, just keep on doing what you're doing. You should just copy and paste their wild takes in a comment response to the donation. I'd love to read them. I bet that you cook them. I bet that you cook them. Let's be real. Everybody, show some love to Madeline down below in that chat, as well as Ali. 10 minutes ago, I appreciate you so much for the $5, and then Dale 11 minutes ago with the $10 over on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love calling that last guy horrible. I agree, Dale. Welcome in, Dustin. Are you MAGA?
Oh, what's going on, dude?
Not too much. Just enjoying my Tuesday. Do you support Trump?
Oh, absolutely. We all do.
Oh, you guys, very bad. You shouldn't support him. He's a terrible president.
Well, I mean, I guess everybody's entitled to their dumbass opinions, huh?
Well, I mean, you definitely are. Not entitled to your dumbass opinion. That's why I'm debating you.
Hey,
So
we
tell
all
us, why do
here,
you support
brother.
Trump?
Because, hey, fucking America, brother.
Okay, fucking America, brother.
Yeah.
Wait, I just want to support Trump. I just want to clarify. Are you saying that you support Trump because he is fucking America? No, I agree. He's
No,
royally,
it's an acronym.
fucking America.
Oh, calm down there,
terribly.
brother. Calm
But
down.
there should be
You know,
reason
take
to
a breath
not
there.
support him.
Calm down. Calm down. There you go. Oh, no, I said fucking, yeah, America. So, hey, you can try listening a little bit every now and then instead of cutting people off, because I know that's how you did the other guy. I mean, he couldn't really talk, so, hey, that's not on him, but hey, not everybody's cut from the same slice, brother.
Well, I'll let you talk. So how's he helping America?
But shit, because he's getting the undocumented immigrants out. Hey, we got alligator Alcatraz. Hey, America, prison there. Yeah, you do a crime, you gotta serve the time, baby.
Unless you're Trump.
Actually, he did serve the time. If I remember correctly, he did pay his time
No, he
in
didn't.
monies. Yep, in monies.
No, his sentence for his
He paid in cash. He paid in cash, brother. He paid it all in cash.
If you literally look up Donald Trump's sentence for 34 felonies, you'll see that the sentence was literally nothing.
Yep, paid it in cash, though. He had to put that bond up.
Can you show me where the
He
sentence...
made bond, baby. He put that cash up in cash.
And then he got the bond back because you showed up to court. That's how bonds work.
Yeah, look at you. You know how the bonds work. Look at you.
Dude, this guy's silly. Okay, listen. You told us that he's helping
I know
America.
you're gonna kick me. So have a good one,
No,
buddy.
no, I'm not gonna kick you. I'm not gonna
you
kick
the
you.
other guy. You kicked the other guy. So if you don't kick me off, shit, let's keep talking there, brother.
I didn't even kick that last guy. So conversation.
Yeah,
came
you
to an end.
did.
He ended up telling me that he didn't support Trump.
No, you kicked the other guy, not the last guy, the other guy.
Oh, the guy before him?
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Head Jug. I don't know, something like that.
I don't particularly remember what led to the end of the conversation. He got banned for hate speech? What? 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 Yo, that guy got banned for hate speech. Oh, I'm so confused. He was just a silly little guy, you know? Like, he was just a silly little Trump supporter with a southern accent and no argument. I don't think that he did anything, like, hateful. You know, he was just kind of repeating, like, the Fox News talking points, being a silly little guy. Why did he get a hate speech ban? I'm so confused. Dude, TikTok is so weird sometimes. Let me tell you, sometimes they just be hitting my guests with like the weirdest bans ever. But let's move on to the next guest chat. Everyone, just give us a minute. If you're watching and you'd like to support me, you're enjoying this stream, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio. And if you do support me, I'll be able to read off your name, the amount, and any and all attached messages. In fact, I'll go ahead and just give you an example real quick. Sophie, I appreciate you. Now, I got hit for harassment and bullying. Why did that happen? Why did I get hit with harassment and bullying? Oh. What's going on? What is TikTok doing? They hit that last guy with harassment and bullying. They just hit me with harassment and bullying. Yo, let me tell you, TikTok is soft as hell. Okay, TikTok is so fucking soft. What? Like, oh, it's because I told him he had a dumbass. Okay, that's why. I can't say that. Can't say that, chat. Can't do it. And now, unfortunately, because I did do it, we got to restart the live. Because the live got restricted for some audiences. Okay, y'all already know how we do these restarts. If you've been here before, we're really fucking good at these restarts because we got to do them like once or twice a day because this happens to us every day. Here's how we do it. I'm going to try. I really want 70% of y'all to come back. So if you're thinking that you may not come back after the restart, you really should. If you want to come back, everybody right now, hit the follow button on the stream. Here are the steps on how to come back after the restart. As soon as the live ends, go ahead and hit my profile picture in the middle of the phone screen, click over to my account, count to 10, refresh my account page, then click on my profile picture again. You'll be directed right back into the live. I want to aim for a 70% retention rate, which means hopefully 7,000 of you guys will come back. So please, 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 if you hear my voice right now, consider coming back. These restarts seriously take 5 seconds. Okay, how did he open the borders?
Not a lot of security down there. I mean, millions. Legal immigrants.
So are you saying that he walked into office, there wasn't a lot of border security and he did nothing about it and he left the borders open? Or are you saying when he entered into office, he rescinded that security and opened them himself?
Oh, sorry, what'd you say?
So did he personally open the borders through action or did he just let them open, leave them open by being inactive?
I mean, I really don't know if there's a right answer. I would say just inactive. I feel like he didn't really care much about it.
Okay, so then if you're telling me that he just kind of sat back and did nothing and left the borders open, does this mean that the borders were opened by Donald Trump's policy in Trump's first term?
No. Joe Biden, new president, new rules.
Okay, well, no. He has to create the new rules, meaning he has to take action. So what action did he take?
Action by
what
not
new
really
rules did
caring
he
in the border.
create that opened the border?
I don't know specific rules. All I know is illegal immigrants, a bunch of them flooded into the U.S. once he became president.
Okay, so you're just saying we saw an increase in undocumented entry in America while he was president. Therefore, the noise. Therefore, you could assume that he caused it because he was president. So does this mean because at the end of Trump's term in April of 2020, we saw a 14.8% level of unemployment, and that happened in America while he was president? Because he was president, we could just basically assume that he caused it?
Can you repeat that question one more time?
We had the highest level of unemployment in the last 100 years happened in America under Trump's first term. Can I say that Trump caused that simply because Donald Trump was president while it happened?
A lot of times, because you know how when I went back when I said you're talking about you think the economy has gotten a lot worse once Trump has a second term, and I said he's fixing a lot of mess that Joe Biden created.
Okay, Joe Biden couldn't have created this mess because he literally wasn't president yet. This happened in April of 2020. Okay, the highest level of unemployment.
Talking about his I was bringing up his second term so I can clarify my answer.
The question that I asked you was about his first term.
I don't really know.
You don't know? Well, okay. Can you repeat the question that I asked you?
Huh?
Can you repeat the question I asked you?
No, you kind of dumped a bunch of stuff on me.
Okay, I'm going to re-ask it again. That's fine. In April of 2020, during Donald Trump's first administration, we had the highest level of unemployment since the Great Depression and the 1920s and 30s. Okay? The level of unemployment was 14.8%. Can I say that Donald Trump caused that simply
Ain't that
because
COVID?
he was
'Cause of
president
COVID?
while it happened?
Ain't that because of COVID?
You're not answering my question. Can I say that he caused it simply because he was president? Or is that something I can't say because of COVID?
I would say Trump did not cause that because of COVID. So no.
So I can't say that he caused that just because he was president while it happened. So why can you say that Biden caused an increase in undocumented entry into America simply because he was president? You have a contradiction in your logic here, okay? This correlation causation fallacy that you're giving me baselessly is blaming, right, an increase in undocumented entry into America under Biden because Biden was president when it happened, but then not upholding that same logical fallacy as it relates to things that have happened in this country while Trump is president is contradictory.
Well, Biden's whole year, he didn't do nothing to that border. His whole term, 4 years.
Well, apart from that being false, you're not responding to my argument.
You said, can you blame it on Trump because it happened in his presidency? You know, I said it's because of COVID.
Okay.
And
so
I
you
said
can't
no.
just blame it on Trump. So then what is your argument that Biden caused an increase in undocumented entry into this country? Because now we understand that you can't just say that
Not an
because
argument,
Biden
it's
was
facts. It's facts. It's not an argument, it's facts. It's open borders, everyone's getting in, legal
president.
immigrants bringing.
Borders. Okay,
Yeah.
so your claim
Just
is that we had
facts. Open your
open
eyes.
borders under the Biden-Harris administration. Did we have open borders under Trump's first term?
To be honest, man, I was 10 years old, so I don't know.
You were 10 years old in 2019?
You said his first term was 2016 to 2019. So yeah, I didn't even have my permit yet.
All right. What year were you born in?
05.
Okay. All right. So you don't know if we had open borders under Donald Trump's first term?
Yeah, correct. Hold on. Sorry.
Okay. So then how do you know that we had open borders under the Biden-Harris administration?
Because I got older and started doing more research and just like hearing more stuff about it.
Okay.
And
So
just
how
facts.
did the Biden-Harris administration open the border?
I don't know how they opened the border. All I know is they
So
didn't.
if you don't know how they did it, then how do you know they did it?
Because it's facts. Look, I mean,
No, you're just
millions.
assuming it as a fact.
So are you saying that the border was secure?
I'm telling you
Or are
that
you
you
just-
haven't
are
been
you
able
just-
to
it's
give
just
me an
not-
argument for the idea that the border was open. And then you're just saying it's a fact, baselessly. So are you ready to know the truth? Because I could give you the truth. Here's the truth, okay? So we had backlogged ports of entry into the country at the southern border, onset because of the pandemic, which caused more immigration to America, and Title 42, which shut down the borders due to the public health emergency of COVID. So we had more people coming into the country, and we had lower levels of entry into the country, meaning the lines at the legal ports of entry were backlogged like 10, 15, and even 20 years in some circumstances. And because the legal means of entry into the country were so unattainable because they were so backlogged, and then you had Trump shouting that the border was wide open, that incentivized thousands of undocumented immigrants to come into this country with the use of illegal means. Okay? So this had nothing to do with policy implemented by the Biden-Harris administration, and all to do with A, the legal means of entry being incredibly unattainable because of terrible border legislation and because of a backlog created by the pandemic, and B, Donald Trump screaming and shouting about how attainable the illegal means of entry are. And if you're asking me, well, Dean, what was the response to the Biden-Harris administration to this? Well, they worked with the Republicans in Congress to try to pass a bipartisan border bill to make the legal means of entry into this country more attainable by hiring more judges to run more courts, to allow more legal immigrants in, to naturally disincentivize undocumented entry. But then Trump saw that bill, and he saw it as a threat because it was a good bill that would have actually solved some shit. And then he told Republicans to vote against it, so the issue would continue to persist, so then he could convince you of all these lies. So that's the truth, son.
Okay. Could I? Because I had another question. I joined because I got. Can I know your opinions on abortion by any chance?
After you respond to everything that I just said about immigration under the Biden-Harris administration, sure.
I'm just gonna say I can't answer that because I'm at work right now.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you for coming up. We're going to move on to the next guest, guys. For the 8.1 thousand people over in here on TikTok, appreciate you guys for being here. If you find yourself in the queue, go ahead and take a look at those rules on screen right now. Make sure that you're at least 18 plus American MAGA and ready to debate if you're trying to join the live stream. Welcome in, Rubes. Are you following the rules? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, so I'm British, if you can't tell.
Banned. Second rule, you got to be an American. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Just give us a minute to get that next guest loaded in. We got Chloe. Hopefully connected to the live right now. Y'all, everybody follow the rules or you're going to get it banned. Chloe, are you following the rules?
Hi.
Hi. Are you following the rules? Do you support Trump?
I actually want to...
Banned. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everyone. Just give us a minute, guys. Let's go to get that next guest loaded into the box. Y'all follow the guys. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to make an exception for you. You know, like, we got to ban everybody. That's how we disincentivize people that aren't supposed to be in the queue from being in the queue. You got to be following the rules if you are going to get on the live. What's up, Jake? You support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Age?
24.
There's a big difference between 18 and 24. I mean,
Yeah, I saw the number on there and it scared me.
Okay. I believe it. Here. 1 second. Let me thank a handful of people here. Yo, Brittany, thank you for the first donation of the day with the $10 over on Venmo saying, keep being a great voice for a generation. Brittany, I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Thank you for the $10. You are awesome. Guys, show some love to Brittany in that chat. As well as Kate with the $10 as well, saying happy 150th episode. Thank you, Kate. Everybody, show some love to Kate and Brittany down below. I appreciate you both. You guys are awesome. As well as, let's see here, Justin. Thank you so much for the $25 over on PayPal. I appreciate you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the love, Justin. Saying, can we please take a moment of silence for the innocent people who lost their lives in the Hiroshima bombing on August 6, 1945. Wow, yeah, today is August 6th. Yeah, thank you so much for bringing that up, Justin. Good point. Yeah, guys. The one and only times nukes have been used on Earth to bomb a civilian population. Thank you so much for bringing that to my attention and letting me know it's the anniversary, Justin. As well as Lola, thank you for the $15 over at PayPal as well. Let's get 250 Justin W's, 150 Lola W's. Show some love to Kate and Brittany as well for the 4 of y'all that have donated so far this stream. I appreciate y'all more than you will ever know. Now, Jake, I'm going to give you the mic. Why the hell do you support Donald Poopy Trump? Wait, Donald Poopy Pants Trump.
So, I mean, I'm a first responder, and I feel like everything that he's done for the first responders have been very great. And, I mean, everything he does is just amazing whenever he comes to the first responders.
Yeah, what has he done?
So, I mean, he's already working on the no tax on overtime. I mean, especially for us who, for first responders, doesn't really, like, we put our lives on the line and everything, and he's helping us out with all that. He supports us almost in every way possible.
Okay, so you're telling me that he supports
really
you.
good.
So you're telling me that he supports you via no tax on overtime. So first and foremost, you could only claim that up to a particular point. I think it's like $13,000 per year. And second point, you understand that this goes away in 2028. So it only is going to apply to you for 2 years. And third point, because of all the cuts in the bill, like the cuts to Medicaid, the cuts to food stamps, the cuts to energy production, the cuts to intellectuals in the arts, the cuts to the DOE, etc. The Center on Budget and Policy Priority tells us still yet the average American and everybody making below the average American is going to be worse off, even in consideration of no tax on overtimes because of the big beautiful bill and all of the cuts in it that included no tax on overtime. Now, he left. I guess he has a call to respond to, so we're going to move on to the next guest, you guys. If you're going to come up here and debate, please don't just leave. It's kind of annoying. But let's move on to the next guest right now, everyone. Go ahead and take a look at the rules on screen, y'all. We're going to throw them up right there. Only join if you're 18 plus American MAGA and ready to debate. If you want to leave, if you want to kind of skip the queue that we have built up here, go to put a MAGA with your age down below in the chat. But once again, we are, we're being super cutthroat today. And, there's 0 exceptions to the rules. So if you're going to be in the queue, make sure that you're following the rules. If you're not, you're going to get banned. So we get our next guest, Jacob, loading in. We're going to also pull up a handful of other people as well. Let's try to get a debate going here super duper quickly. Let's also go to get Golf Fan loaded in. Go to put a MAGA with your age down below in the chat if you want to skip the line once again. We're going to get, let's see here, Caden loaded in. Okay, it looks like there's a lot of people in the queue that aren't joining. Hello, Caden. Are you MAGA? Caden's not even here. Shocker. Wow. Okay, moving on to Dom. Here we go, everybody. Just give us a minute, y'all, while we're loading on getting that next guest loaded into the stream, everybody. We got Ims loading up. We got Care loading up. We got Arthur loading up. We're loading up everybody in the queue. Hello, welcome in, Cares. Are you following the rules? Are you MAGA? No, it doesn't look like they are. Arthur, are you following the rules? Are you MAGA?
Yes, I am.
That is a very obvious kid. Get fucking banned. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go. We got Pascal loading in. Here we go, everybody. Phenomenal. Welcome in, Pascal. Are you following the rules? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am a Trump supporter.
What time is it?
2056.
2056. That is 8:56 p.m. Banned. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Follow the goddamn rules. Hello, Caden. Do you support Trump? Banned. Moving on to the next guest. Go to put a MAGA with your age down below that chat. Jess, thank you so much for the $10 over at PayPal. Jess says, hey, Dean, thank you for humbling ignorant folks. I appreciate you for that love, Jess. You were fantastic, quite frankly. Let's get 100 Jess W's down below while we're looking to get that next Trump supporter loaded in. All right, we're like still spamming people up here. Hopefully we'll have like one person that sticks, you know.
One person.
Bryson,
Hey, how's it going?
Bryson Aldia?
Oh, I'm not Bryson. No, Dean. Nope. But I am Maga. I'm 19.
Okay.
I'm 19.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to
All
swipe
right.
in the out of the app. You got a bit of an echo.
Oh, there we go. How's that?
Test. No, it's still there. Do you have like headphones or anything connected?
You know, hold on. Let me try something real quick.
Okay, all right. It's maybe that I don't know, maybe screen
All
recording.
right, there we go. How's that? Is there still an echo?
Test. Now look at that. It's fixed, Bryce. So Bryce, go ahead and take it away. Why the hell do you support Donald Trump as president? He's a terrible guy with a terrible character. He's lying to the American people, concealing the Epstein files, not pulling through on his promises like ending the Russian-Ukraine war, cutting the price of groceries. He's violating the Constitution, an authoritarian maniac, and he's taking money out of your pockets. Why would you support this guy?
So I do come from a wait. You said money on my pockets?
Yeah, he's taking money out of your pockets, Bryce.
I never knew about that. When did that?
I mean,
start
where do
happening?
you think the billions of dollars that our government is raising from the tariffs is coming from? It's coming from the consumer.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. All right. But I do support Trump because my whole family has been, well, you could say redneck all these years. And ever since Trump's been in office, we've loved them. But I'm starting to differ with my options here. I just need a good reason to not be MAGA anymore. Are you able to provide me with more reasons, or at least some proof?
Well, it's a little bit difficult to gotta give you a reason to not support Trump when you can't really give me a reason why you do. And it really depends on what your priorities are and what you care about. So what are your priorities? What do you care about?
So I do care about the future, like housing costs, the cost of everything basically, in the future for my own kids when I do have them.
Okay, so
that's what I'm caring about most.
You care about a future for your kids. Okay.
Oh
well,
yeah.
If Donald Trump was not nominated into office, then you would have had Kamala Harris giving you a $25,000 check to buy your first house. So that's definitely pretty valuable for your future. B, if Donald Trump was not put into office and Kamala Harris was president, I'm gonna go to cut myself off there because this guy's 16. Goodbye. Got to be at least 18. Banned. Dude, okay, can we? I don't want kids up here. Please. I want adults. Okay, come on. Let's make sure that we're following those rules, guys. Let's please, everyone. I beg. Hello, are you MAGA, Leslie? No, Leslie's wait, did I say are you MAGA? Okay, no, Leslie was not MAGA. Oh, geez. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Looking for one debate. That's right. One debate, everybody. We got the chosen one loading up in. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness gracious. David with the $250 donation over on Venmo. Holy shit, David. Oh, my God. Get the fuck out of here. Banned. David, thank you so much for the love, man. That is insane. I'm gonna be honest, David. I do not deserve a penny of that. That is so much money, David. Ban! Why are people coming up here and playing music? Shut the fuck up. But no, seriously, David, I do not deserve a penny of that. That is so much money. I'm incredibly thankful to you for that. That is like absolutely insane. David, if you're still watching, just know that I really appreciate you, man. If we could please seriously show some massive, massive love to David in all of our live comment sections while we're working on getting that next Trump supporter loaded up into the box to have a debate, that would be very meaningful to me. David said, Dean, dog walk these MFers today, will ya? Dude, David, just for you, man. I got you. Okay, I'm going to start dog walking these fuckers. You got it, Mr. David. Show some love to David down below in that comment section. Oliver, hi, are you MAGA? No, Oliver's not MAGA. Chat, leave the fucking queue if you're not going to come up here and have a debate. Okay, they just please. Come on, follow. Followers. Hey, what's going on, Sam? Do you support Trump?
No, I'm independent.
Okay, then don't join the queue. Only join the queue if you support Trump, everybody. I'm going to keep the rules on the screen. I don't understand why y'all aren't following them. I don't understand why you guys can't just, like, look at the phone screen and read before you hop in the queue.
Spit in my mouth, spit in my mouth, spit in my mouth.
Dude, literally banned. Like, it's so annoying. Moving on. Everyone just give us a minute here to get that next guest, Eli, loaded into the box. Here we go, everybody. Just give us a minute, guys. If you want to skip the line, go ahead and put a MAGA with your rage down below in the comment section. Moving on. Nina with a $5 on super chat saying Trump just told CNN he didn't know that Maxwell was transferred to a minimum security facility. Oh my God. Yeah, what a liar. And of course, Maxwell didn't indicate him in her 9-hour deposition at all, right? It looks like she got her amenities. A minimum security prison, better treatment, temporary immunity, and in turn for just not indicating Trump whatsoever. Cameron, I appreciate you for the giraffe. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you, Cameron. Welcome in, Eli. Do you support Trump? All right, moving on, guys. All right, it doesn't look like anybody wants to debate. Like, on a real note, if you guys want me to keep it real, like, the reason why we have so many trolls when we have... Batman, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I don't know. I
Okay.
didn't mean to join this live.
Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, guys. If you're in the queue, make sure that you're following the rules. The reason why we have so many trolls, folks, is because Donald Trump is a terrible president, and everybody knows it. And then the Trump supporters that are still going pro-MAGA on the internet.
Help me! Help! I got 3 days to live! Help!
And the only reason why we still see people going for Trump on the internet are because they're like literally, like they're just literal rage baiters, you know? But like there's not a single argument for Trump that can like withstand even the smallest amount of intellectual pushback. So that's why we have close to 12,000 people in the TikTok live stream right now, but don't have one person that's willing to
no
debate.
way, I'm in here.
Hey, David.
My God.
Hey, David, do you support Trump?
I don't know why. I just saw this in my FYP, man.
Banned. Moving on. You know what you didn't see for whatever reason? The rules like overlaid on top of my face. You support Trump?
Yeah.
How old are you?
21.
Okay. What time is it?
It's 1803.
Banned. Moving on to the next guest. How many times are we going to have to play this game, y'all? How many times are we going to have to go through it until you guys realize? I appreciate you for the love, but banned. How many times are we going to have to go through this, chat? How many times? How many? How many times are we going to have to sit here and go through this? Jared, you support Trump? We're going to move on to the next guest, Tyler Erickson, right now, everybody. We got Tyler Erickson loaded in. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 31.
All right, Mr. Tyler Erickson. You know, first, before we hop into a debate, I actually want to ask you a question. How do you feel about the fact that we have 13,000 people in here, and it's now taken me 33 minutes to find one single person that supports the president? And how does that make you feel about, you know, the efficacy of the presidency? And does that make you kind of do a double take on if you're right?
It doesn't make me feel any type of way because most of the people in here are probably on the left side. They're not supporting Trump because they're supporting you. And you being on TikTok Live talking about Donald Trump every day is making money off him, which is a part of supporting Trump. You are literally showing his name and making money off of his name. That is literally you supporting Trump.
I have a question. Literally every Democratic politician in politics in the last 10 years has in one way or another made money off of Donald Trump's name by like either running fundraisers, PACs, super PACs, to pay for, like canvassers, to pay for polling, to pay for their own campaigns, to fundraise, to run against Trump, to run against his cronies in Congress. So does this mean that you think every Democrat ever in politics in the last 10 years supports Trump? Feel free to unmute, Tyler.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, what do you think the word support means?
I believe as a whole, support's kind of a word that, you can use because I don't have to support every single aspect of what Trump says, right? Like I can support some things that Joe Biden did, correct? And not be a leftist, right?
I have a question. You now have been donated a handful of roses as you're mentioning Joe Biden's name. Does this mean that you support Joe Biden since you're making some money off of the use of his name?
I haven't donated any roses to you.
No, you've been sent a couple roses like in the last 30 seconds, and you just mentioned Joe Biden's name. Does this mean that you support Joe Biden? Does this mean that you support Joe Biden because you've made a couple pennies off of his name?
I supported our president no matter what because I'm an American citizen.
Oh.
Whether or not I like the president or not does not mean that I don't have to support them, or I do or don't support them.
Well, now you're kind of reframing what support means. I want to ask you another question. There's a lot of historians that will make like documentaries about like Nazi Germany and Hitler, and then they'll make money off of that documentary. Does that mean that all of those historians support Hitler?
Is that not supporting their name? Is that not supporting their name?
No, I don't think that you know what the word supports means.
Listen.
Like answer my question.
It's a part.
Answer my question. Like even like school teachers.
If you make
stop interrupting me?
If you make money off Jeffrey Dahmer,
Tyler, you are still interrupting me. You are still interrupting me. Thank you.
Okay, you go ahead.
Okay, so college professors will talk about Hitler. They'll talk about Dahmer. They'll talk about some of the worst people that have ever existed, and they'll teach their students about them. Imagine like a history professor, and then they'll get paid for their time professing. Does that mean that history professors in college support Hitler?
Yes, that is supporting. Yes, 100%. If you're bringing up their name,
what's a Nazi?
If you're bringing up their name, look. If somebody makes a profit off something, you know how people made the Dahmer TV show, correct? And they profited money.
Yeah.
Do you think that's supporting? No, I'm talking now. You're interrupting.
No, because I need to be able to finish out my like line of thought there. So you did indeed affirm that like history professors that get paid for their professing that will like, teach kids about Hitler, they support him. I have a question. Would you say that a fair definition of what a Nazi is somebody that supports Hitler?
Not necessarily, because there's different so when you see somebody with a swastika, does that mean they support Hitler? You know for a fact they support Hitler, or could that just be
if it's a
part
Nazi,
of them racist?
If it's a Nazi swastika, they're going to support Hitler. They're going to support Nazism.
Then I don't think every single person that has a swastika means they support Hitler. But if you're talking about somebody who is a bad person,
how about
like
this?
Jeffrey
What do you say?
Dahmer,
How about this? Let me re-ask you a question. Because that's not smart. I'll find another way to go about it though. Would you say everybody that supports Nazism, supports Nazi Germany, and supports Hitler is a Nazi?
In what aspect are they making money off something? Talking? Are they making money off talking to people on TikTok Live? And
hopefully
they're not supporting this person. Like you're sitting here, you're asking people if they support Donald Trump.
So
but
why won't you answer the question?
You are supporting.
Why won't you answer the question?
You are supporting Donald Trump.
You seem now to just find yourself in a position where you cannot you cannot deal with my intellectual
because you're taking
pushback.
it off topic.
No, I'm not taking it off topic, and I'll demonstrate it.
Yes, you are.
I'm not taking it off topic, Tyler. I'm demonstrating the
well,
absurdity in your logic. Please don't interrupt me and allow me to finish speaking. I'm going to count down from 5. If you do not be quiet by the time I'm down to 1, I'm going to mute you and treat you like a kid. I don't like to treat adults like children, so that's why I'm giving you the opportunity to voluntarily stop talking yourself. 5, 4, thank you. Now I'm going to go back to my argument. Okay, so I asked a very fair question. I said, would you generally say that people who support Nazi Germany, Nazism, and Hitler are Nazis? Obviously, right? The fair and like responsible answer to this question is yes, right? Is there anybody watching the stream that disagrees that it is fair to say that anybody who supports Nazi Germany, Nazism, and Hitler are Nazis? Okay, that is very fair. We've now agreed on that. We've now had 50,000 people agree that it's fair to say somebody that supports Hitler, Nazism, and Nazi Germany are Nazis. Okay, neo-Nazis to be more specific. But yet you told me that if you talk about these things in any sense, as long as you make some money off of it, you therefore support them. So this means that history professors that will teach about Nazi Germany, Hitler, and Nazism support Nazi Germany, Hitler, and Nazism. And because it's fair to say people that support Nazism, Nazi Germany, and Hitler are Nazis, does this mean that according to your perspective, all history teachers ever are Nazis?
Is it my turn yet?
Yeah. Answer the question. Does
Okay.
this mean, from your perspective, all history teachers ever are Nazis?
See, you're asking a one-lane question of, okay, just because support means this, that means you support the whole in general. No, I said that you're making money off of Donald Trump. You're making money, so you are performing a support, or a type of support. You sitting here making money off Donald Trump's name is a type of support.
Right. And
Is
now
it not?
it's not. And now
Is it not?
I've proven that idea wrong with the use of an example where we implement your idea to show that it's absurd. Because if your
But
idea was
you're-
right, no, don't stop interrupting, Tyler. Because if your idea was right,
Just
it
interrupted me.
I let you finish speaking. Did you have anything else to say?
No,
Because
I
if so,
wasn't
please
done.
say it.
I
Okay,
literally wasn't
go
done.
finish.
I said, you sitting here supporting Donald Trump is literally making money. You're supporting him right now by putting his name on TikTok Live. There's 13,000 people in this TikTok right now. His name is right here. People are paying you to sit and listen to you debate other people about Donald Trump. You are supporting Donald Trump right now on TikTok Live.
Okay, so
You can look up every
you didn't
single
have anything,
definition of it.
You didn't have anything
You can
more
look
to
up
say. You just
every-
repeated yourself. That's pretty funny. So you were done talking, right? I didn't interrupt you. You just wanted to like moan and complain and act as if I was
No,
interrupting
I
you.
wanted
Then
to
when I
ask
let
you
you
if you
finish, you
think
just
that's-
simply repeated yourself. Come on, bro. Okay, we got it the first time.
You don't
Listen,
believe that's
Tyler, from
you
this
don't
point
believe
forward,
that's supporting?
I don't, and hopefully I'll be able
You
to
don't
explain
believe
why
that's-
again. No,
Google
re-ask
it. Google it.
the
Google
question.
it.
Re-ask the
Google
question
it.
for the 10th time.
Google
Please
it.
do it.
Google it.
Okay, Tyler, is it my turn to talk? Is it?
I don't know. I mean, you go ahead.
You don't know?
You're making money.
No, do you have anything
You're
else to
making
say,
money off
Tyler?
Trump. It's all good.
Okay.
You're making money off Trump. It's cool.
Okay, point number one.
You're
So-
making money off Trump.
Okay, so you do have more to say. Get it all out, buddy.
You're making money off Trump. That's cool.
There we
That's
go.
great.
We heard you the
I
first
just
10
want-
times.
I
You want
just
to say it
want
for
you to
11th
know
time?
you support Trump.
Okay,
You
okay.
support Donald
Oh,
Trump.
now is it my
Dean
turn to
supports
talk?
Donald Trump.
Oh, now he's crashing out. Okay,
Dean
this is a
supports
crash out.
Donald Trump.
This isn't this isn't a conversation. It's a crash out. So we got to do the whole mute thing. Okay, now I'm going to respond, Tyler. That's great. So, Mr. Tyler, we've already demonstrated how, conceptually speaking, your idea of support here is like lame, contradictory, and false. Because if we were to accept the idea that we could say that person X supports idea or person Y simply because they talk about them in any manner whatsoever and make money off of it is incredibly absurd. And I gave you a great example. History teachers talk about Hitler. They talk about Nazi Germany. They talk about the Holocaust, okay? And we would obviously say that therefore, in accordance with your view, they would therefore support Hitler, support Nazi Germany, support the Holocaust simply because they talk about these things, okay? Point number one, that's absurd on its own. But point number two, therefore, the conclusion that all history teachers ever are Nazis that support the Holocaust simply because they teach about the Holocaust and then make money off of their teaching is absurd. So I've now successfully I've taken your idea of what support is and what it means, and we've absolutely shit on it and thrown it out the window. So now we need to replace it with a better idea. So what does support means? Okay, it means to advocate for, positively reflect on, or push for acceptance of. I would say that's a vague, workable definition of support. To advocate for, positively reflect on, or push for support of. And when I'm sitting up here with Trump's name on the screen, asking people why they support Trump, I'm very obviously doing the opposite. I'm advocating against Trump. I'm pushing for support against Trump. I want less people to like the guy. I want less people to want him in power. So we've now taken your idea here and we've shit on it and I've ate you up, quite fucking frankly, Tyler. And then one last point here. You've brought up the whole money thing a couple times. You're fucking jealous that I'm able to make a livable income and pay my bills because people watching the live support me so much that they'll go to the link tree in my bio and support me on Venmo or PayPal. And in the process of paying my bills, I'm explaining to everybody watching why everybody that holds the same beliefs you do are abundantly false. I mean, I get it, man. Just everybody, put yourself in Tyler's shoes, for instance, and imagine how much shitty this must feel. Imagine that there's somebody that sits on the internet all day with a crowd of like 15, 16, 17,000 people, and they're able to effectively dismantle and shit on like everything you believe. That would piss you off. And then in the process, they make money? Oh my God, you'd hate them. You'd be so jealous. And that's all that Tyler is. Speaking of the money, Jeff, thank you for the $5 over at PayPal. I appreciate you so much for the love. Thank you, Jeff. That's incredibly kind of you. As well as Caroline, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love, for the support for Trump. Let's go, Caroline. Then Tyler 6 minutes ago with a $15 over on Venmo saying, fuck this, Tyler. Happy Wednesday. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Tyler, everybody. Show some love to the Tyler 1.0 down below in the chat for the $15 donation. And then Crystal with a $5 over on Venmo. I appreciate you so much for the love. No, you're not. And then Chloe with a $3 on PayPal. Thank you. And then Jess with a $10 over on PayPal. And Taylor with a $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. More money for my bills. I appreciate you for the love, Taylor. You are awesome. Take it away.
Hey, just to clarify, I'm not mad at you for making money. I think you're smart as fuck. But I'm still here to tell you that you are making money. And what you said about a history teacher, if a history teacher was sitting on TikTok Live making money and getting donations by talking about Jeffrey Dahmer, whether he was trashing Jeffrey Dahmer, exploiting whatever, doing whatever he was doing, he would be supporting Jeffrey Dahmer.
What? No, that's insane. Think about it. If there's a
history, you're not a history teacher.
If there was a history teacher running a TikTok Live, educating people on the Holocaust, critiquing misinformation, and promoting the idea that the Holocaust is a historical fact, and he like made money through donations, would you say that this history teacher supports the Holocaust?
Yes, 100%.
Has a history teacher ever taught you about the Holocaust?
Not on TikTok Live, no.
I know, but like in school, they're still
getting money for it.
Well, your history teacher in school got money from it. So why would you let somebody teach you that literally
He didn't
supports
get
the
money
Holocaust?
specifically for talking about Hitler.
Yeah, actually, yeah, he specifically did because it was a part of the curriculum.
No, it was one percentage. You have Donald Trump's name on your screen right now. Your whole narrative is how Donald Trump is bad.
Joe,
He's a
thank you
bad
so much for the
president.
gold mine.
Do you
Right.
support Donald Trump?
Right.
You want people to come on here and debate you. You are
Right.
making a profit of it. I
Right.
never
Oh,
once said
speaking
that
of
I
the
was
profit,
bragging.
yo, Jin, thank you for the $30 over at Venmo. I appreciate you for the love, Jin. Jin says, I've always been very politically educated, but I still learn new stuff from you every single day. Keep it up. You're doing awesome work. Thank you, Jin. I want to see 300 Jin W's down below in that chat. Thank you so much for the love. Oh, Trump has talked about Kamala Harris. Therefore, Trump supports Kamala Harris.
He does, 100%. I think they all intertwine. I mean, our country is so... Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Trump has talked about Epstein. Does this mean that Donald Trump supports pedophiles?
Let me finish.
No, Trump has talked about pedophiles. Does this mean that he supports pedophiles? He's talked about criminals. Does this mean that he supports criminals?
Has he sat on TikTok Live and made money about pedophiles?
Yeah, he's made so much money off of like publicly speaking, being the president. I mean, half of his net worth is literally from Truth Social alone, right? And he's talked about Epstein. Does this mean that he supports pedophiles? Why do you support a president that literally supports P3 videos? You fucking sick, twisted POS. Why would you ever support a president that, by your own logic, supports P3 videos? Oh my God. Oh, my name's Tyler. I love Trump, and Trump loves P3dios. Do you see how insane your logic is? I want you to backwalk it now. Because if you just start defending the idea that you love a man that loves P3dios, oh my God, I think I may just have to remove you. I might, Tyler. Like, that might just be taking it one step too far, buddy. Unmute the mic. So, do you love a man that loves P3dios?
You literally sit on TikTok Live and make money.
Right.
Donald Trump is not sitting on TikTok Live making money every day. I'm solely talking about you.
Well, now
and you can't
exactly. It's
focus on
only
the
about me.
fact that
It's only about me. It's only about me.
Yes,
Yes,
it is.
Yes.
That's what
My
I
name's
came on here
Tyler.
to say,
I'm
that
not
you're
logically
making
consistent.
money.
I'm not logically consistent at all. I don't apply
It's
to my
literally-
logic to anybody but Dean. I just specifically don't like Dean because he
Did I not
specifically
come on here
targets
to
my
talk
beliefs.
about
Get
you?
punked.
Did I
Get
not come
pushed.
here to talk to you?
Yeah, but the logic that you'd be underpinning your beliefs about me with better
No,
be
I'm
all-encompassing
literally
and applicable
talking about
scenarios.
you. I'm talking about you. I'm talking directly to you. You make money
Oh my
supporting Donald Trump.
Yeah,
on
talking
TikTok
about the
Live.
money. Cammy, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo saying this is actually hilarious. Thank you. Thank you. Trinity with the $3. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate that. Alyssa with the $5. I appreciate you so much for the love, Alyssa. Shaylee with the 5 and Crystal with the 5. I appreciate you guys so much. And then Ben, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo. Let's see 200 Ben W's down below in that comment section. Ben says, I think Tyler has a hard time understanding the difference between critique and support. Obviously he does. And then Diana, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo for your patience dealing with Tyler the Delulu. Thank you so much for the love. Heidi with the $20 over on PayPal. This is for educating everybody on the live. Tyler's uneducated. Define support. Yeah, you won't be able to do it. Thank you for the love, Heidi. Let's get 200 IDWs down below. And then Karina, thank you so much for the $25 over on PayPal. I appreciate you so much for the love, Karina. You are awesome. Karina says, I support you because you have the courage most people don't. It takes guts to speak up and to take action, and that's exactly how real change happens, through people like you. I appreciate you so much for the love, Karina. You are awesome. And then also Glenn with the $10 over on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love, Glenn. Glenn says, Dean, love supporting your debates. This donation is in hope to shut the guy the hell up. And then Tony with the $5 saying, thank you for helping me understand politics more. I appreciate everyone so much for the donations. Yo, then Timothy, thank you for the $28 donation over on PayPal. Holy crap. Timothy says, have all of these Magas been taught in a school in a swamp with water damage books? Keep schooling them. I appreciate you so much for the love. That's incredibly kind of you. Then Dylan with the $10 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love, Dylan. And then AUR, thank you so much for the $20 donation over on Venmo, saying you're a great inspiration to all the youth and a professor to grown-ass adults. I appreciate you. Thank you for the love, Ariello. You are awesome. Now that we got all the donations out of the way, all the money I'm making off of my support for Trump, I'm going to go ahead and say, stop the rage bait. We've already been through the circle. You were just too dense and too unintelligent in order to even conceptually follow the points that I made to critique your beliefs there. So I'll go ahead and answer the question on top of my head. Tell us why you think Donald Trump is a good president, or scram, quite frankly.
Let me ask you one question before I get out of here.
Oh, no, I think I want you to answer this question. Oh, are you too scared? Okay. Are you too uneducated to give us one reason why he's a good president?
No, I have multiple different reasons why I personally voted for Donald Trump.
So let's hear one.
One, he doesn't put the gay community first. That's what I am 100% with. I don't care whether somebody else is gay or not. Literally don't care. I don't hate anybody. I don't even hate you. I don't hate any left person, right person. I'm not affiliated with anything. I told you yesterday, I'm in the middle. I'm on my own side. I don't believe that our government, left, right, I don't believe either side cares about us, about normal everyday citizens. I don't think they care about us at all. Not one bit. And if they did, our country would not be in the shape that they're in. They're scared. Both sides are scared of unity. That's why we're on here divided, arguing. They don't want us to, love each other. They don't want peace for us. Peace is bad for them. Unity is bad for our government. They don't care about us.
Okay, Tyler, we're going to just stick on the first thing that you said. You said that you support Trump because he doesn't put gay people first. Okay. Where does he put gay people?
100%. He puts them with every other human in this country. He doesn't care whether you're gay or not. He literally doesn't care what your
okay, so would you say that the LGBTQ plus community puts gay people first?
I think they put themselves in a position where if you don't agree with it, then you're a bad person, or you're this, you can't have it.
Wait, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, if you think it's wrong to be gay, you are a bad person.
No, I don't think it's wrong to be gay.
Would you agree that people that think it is wrong are bad people?
I don't think they're bad people. I think everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I think some people just
would you say
aren't
people that
open
think, would you say people that think it's wrong to be black? Would you say they're bad people?
100%, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, nobody can control what they are. I don't think gay people can control
okay. So
who
just,
they are or what they are.
I want to clarify
I
here.
just don't want to see it
I want to clarify here. So you're saying people that think it's wrong to be black are bad people because, one, people that are black.
If anybody thinks it's wrong to be black.
Tyler, stop it. I just want you to affirm or deny the following argument. So you think that people that think it's wrong to be black are bad people because, one, you can't choose to be black, and two, being black doesn't hurt anybody. Is that would you say you agree with that position?
100%. And
Okay.
I don't think that about gay people either. I
Now-
don't think gay people
now-
choose to be gay.
Now just replace the word black with the word gay. People that think it's wrong to be gay are bad people because one, you don't choose to be gay.
Who said that, though?
And
Who said that?
And two,
Who said that?
And two, being gay doesn't hurt anybody else. Can you agree to that position too?
Yeah, who said that?
Okay, so you
who
just
said being gay makes you...
So you just affirmed.
No.
You just affirmed that you think people that think being gay is wrong are bad people. Okay, but earlier you told me that you don't like the LGBTQ plus community because they think if you think being gay is wrong, you're a bad person. But you just affirmed that you think that too.
I never once said that I did not like the LGBTQ community. I said I don't think we should put them first. I don't think that we should have it in every single movie that comes out. I don't think we should have it in every single aspect of life that little kids, it shouldn't be in school all over the place that little kids are being targeted now, seeing this shit every single day. That's what I don't believe in.
Okay, so what are kids seeing in school?
I don't
every
care
day
if
that you
you're,
don't believe
I
in?
don't care. Huh?
What are kids seeing in school every day that you don't believe in? Be specific.
What do you mean?
I mean what I said. Specifically, what do kids see in school every day that you do not agree with as it relates to gay people?
So have you seen any kids have to go to school and see their teacher as a transgender teacher?
So they have
a man
teacher?
dressed as a woman.
So okay,
yeah,
well,
100%.
So
That's what I don't agree with.
Okay, so first and foremost, being trans isn't being gay. Second of all, being trans doesn't mean you're a man dressed as a woman. And third of all, you're saying that you disagree with trans individuals being teachers? So you're saying that a cis person should be hired over a trans person, not because of their qualifications, expertise, background, or merit, but simply because of the fact that they're cis. So I just want to make it clear, when you hear people like Charlie Kirk or Ben Shapiro say that, oh, the left is terrible and they're not hiring people for jobs, he left. They're not hiring for people for jobs on the basis of their merit or qualifications, but rather because on the basis of their race, that you actually agree conceptually with what they're describing. That we shouldn't be hiring people based on merit, but rather based upon immutable characteristics of being. Yeah, but he got cooked and ran. Bye, Tyler. Bye, Tyler. I agree with the rest of the chat. Oh, the whole chat is saying bye, Tyler. Yeah, he left. He got pushed. We're going to move on to the next guest. Here we go, everyone. Just give us a minute to get that next guest loaded up into the box, y'all. We got Jared loaded up into the phone screen. Dude, there's a bunch of y'all that have been supporting me over on Venmo, PayPal, and YT Super Chat. Let me go and thank a handful of people. PAR, thank you for the $20 Super Chat over on YouTube, saying, is this guy really that dumb or is he just trolling? I don't think he was trolling, so I'd shoot for the latter. Thank you, PAR. And Valerie, thank you for the draft. That's very kind of you. Galio, let's get 200 PAR Ws. And then also, oh my God, let's get 500 Dawn W's down below in that chat. Everybody spam W Dawn. Dawn just donated $50 over on Super Chat. Holy crap, Dawn. Thank you so much for the love. They say, I hope you're having a good Wednesday. Was a Trump supporter once upon a time, but after listening here, it's changed my mind. But I still don't side with your views on abortion. Love you, my dude. You know, honestly, Dawn, I'm really fucking proud of you for at least making the concession that you no longer support Trump. And I say this with a smile on my face. I hope one day I'll be able to convince you of my views on abortion. And you are like more than welcome here, right, Dawn? You are more than welcome to be here. I hope you listen in. And I want people to continue to spam W Dawn in that chat just for the fact that you've already gone from not supporting Trump. It shows maturity. It shows an ability to change your mind based upon reason and fact. And I just now really hope that I could also change your mind predicated upon reason and fact as it relates to abortion, man. It's all about progress here. I appreciate you for the love, Dawn. Welcome in, Jared. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do support Trump, mainly for Hello?
Go on.
Mainly for Section 8 housing and the sentiment of his mass deportation. Not necessarily how he's doing it, but the end goal I support. But I mainly want to talk to you about something you said yesterday.
Okay.
That is
so you don't want to talk about
unbelievably problematic, in my opinion.
What did I say yesterday?
So you were speaking to someone, and you were speaking about how... Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. Things that children do and people under the age of 18 who aren't that developed, it should be downplayed.
What?
Yesterday, you were speaking about how someone was defending a rapist or a grapist, I apologize. And you said that it is not that big of a deal because they were under the age of 18, they're still young, and they still have a lot to learn.
Oh,
Which I
absolutely
think is
not. No,
crazily
I remember the
problematic.
conversation that I had. I don't know why you choose to misrepresent it so much.
Did I misinterpret it?
Yeah, 110%.
Okay.
So I had somebody that came up here. They were like, they had just turned 18 years old. And I asked them the question, you know, like conceptually speaking, can like 16 and 17-year-olds consent to sex? And they were like, yes, right, they can. And then my response to that is to say, like, I understand you were literally just 16 and 17. So instead of like attacking you with hate, I'm just going to try to explain how, no, it's actually not true that 16 and 17-year-olds can consent to sex and why. And I obviously think that there's going to be a big difference between if like an 18-year-old says that 17-year-olds can consent to sex, and if like a 25-year-old says that 17-year-olds can consent to sex, because this 18-year-old was literally just that age. So instead of approaching them and being like, holy fucking shit, like, oh my God, I'm going to attack you and hate you, I instead took a more educational approach by being like, here's why that's actually not true.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. Because I heard that yesterday when I was just passing through, and that's from all the other stuff that I've heard about you, it did not sound like how you behaved previously. So I just wanted to make sure that I was misinterpreting it.
Yeah,
Sorry for wasting it.
Yeah, no, I just took a more educational approach with somebody that is like really fucking young, and held a belief that is incredibly harmful, probably because they're like really close in age to like 17 or whatnot. And I just like took an educational approach and explained to them why they're wrong. You know, I like, and I think that's fair. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, you told us that you support Trump because of the sentiment of mass deportation. I'm not so sure what that means. What does that mean?
So the end goal of getting a better process for undocumented migrants to have a better life in America. The mass deportation, the violence that is being exhibited is not necessarily, or is not enjoyable. I don't appreciate it at all in the slightest.
Okay. So you
But I
just
think
told
the
us
end
that
goal-
you support the sentiment of mass deportation because it gives undocumented immigrants a better life in America. No, it doesn't. It sends them out of the country for a worse life than they had.
It's a start, though. If there's an alternative that you can present, then I would appreciate it. But the only way that I can think about it is it's a start.
A start to what end?
To having all the undocumented migrants get a better life in America.
Are you saying like we're gonna deport them all, then they could come back in the legal way?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
And we
I
can
should.
kind
So
of
I should be able to.
alter and-
I should be able to convince. I should be able to convince you of the following argument in like literally 3 seconds. Okay. So if ultimately like you support the conceptual goal of like deporting all undocumented immigrants, then just having them come back into America with a legal means of entry. Well, just hear me out here. What if we didn't deport them and we just gave them said pathway to residency or citizenship in America already? Okay, number one, this is going to be significantly faster and less expensive to do because we don't have to pay for an operation of mass deportation and then have them wait in a line and not work or pay taxes in our country for 20 years. And point number two, it's going to be significantly better for the economy because once again, instead of forcefully removing 8.3 million of our laborers and 12 million of our consumers, and according to the Center on American Progress, reduce our GDP by 1.1 trillion through 1.7 trillion dollars per year, they could continue to contribute. In fact, contribute more the moment they get residency or citizenship, since they'll be incentivized to pay taxes. So more of them will work over the table since they'll be able to claim federal benefits, and they'll be able to garner and get higher wages from their employers since they'll have more bargaining power to use and hold against their employers. So if you support that end goal of having them like legal in the country, you should absolutely support mass amnesty.
So what is the main like relevant obfuscation from what I supported or from what I proposed and mass amnesty?
Yeah, for sure.
What is the main
the main difference is going to be cost and efficiency, because your operation is going to cost significantly more and take significantly longer since the undocumented immigrants don't want to be deported, and then they're not going to be able to contribute to the economy for 20 years. So we'll go without the $100 billion in taxes and 1.1 trillion through $1.7 trillion contributions to our GDP per year for like 20, 30, 40 years. Instead of just mass deportation, instead of mass amnesty, where they continue to contribute, they continue to pay taxes, they make more money, they contribute more, they pay more taxes right now, today, tomorrow. So that's like the big difference, and that difference should be obvious.
Yeah, that's why, because I feel like a lot of people on my side make the false claim that undocumented migrants are more likely to commit crimes, which is not true. And that's the main reason that I supported mass deportation, is because I just thought that it was the best starting point to giving undocumented migrants a better.
Do you see how like
pathway
mass
to
amnesty is better though?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay, so you
And
no
I
longer
appreciate
support mass
you doing that.
deportation?
I do not. I no longer support mass deportation. I appreciate you explaining that to me.
Awesome. Yeah, man. Is there anything else you'd like to go over?
Not really. Again, I appreciate you being respectful.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you for being respectful. Thank you for coming up here and asking good questions.
Yeah.
Have a good rest of your day, man.
You too, man.
All right, we're gonna go to move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute here, y'all. All right, we're gonna go to move on right now. You guys go ahead and put a MAGA with your rage down below in that chat if you'd like to join up. You know, it's funny how like quickly like the tides can change in the stream. Like we'll have like Tyler up here who's just like screaming at the top of his lungs, being so anti-intellectual, so dense, so annoying. But then we'll have somebody like Jared that comes up and is asking like legitimate questions and just really trying to achieve a goal and like seeking truth and then acknowledge that there's a better way to achieve the goal. Well, welcome in. Do you support Trump? All right, they left here pretty quickly. So we're going to go to throw the rules back up on stream. Everybody, go ahead and take a good look at them. If you're trying to join, make sure that you're 18 plus, American MAGA, and ready to debate, y'all. As well as if you're watching over on YouTube, I did see that we had some audio issues. If your audio is cutting out, just refresh the stream. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? All right, they left once again. Guys, going to put a MAGA with your rage down below in that comment section if you want to come up. We're going to go to get the next guest loaded in right now. Everybody. We got Eric Baxter loading up into the queue. Quite freaking frankly. There's also a handful of donations that I got to read off here. First in...
Phil Sean.
Eric, hello. Do you support Trump? Okay, no one's on the mic. Goodbye, Eric. Oh, God. No, they spoke after I kicked them. L, bruh, L. Moving on to the next guest, Crummy. Interesting name. James, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo 8 minutes ago. James says, keep up the great work from one of your boomer fans. James, thank you for being here, man. Thank you. Everybody show some love to James. Welcome in, Crummer. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do support Trump.
Age?
20.
Okay. Time?
Time?
Yeah, what time is it, bro?
I don't know.
You don't know what time it is? Banned! Moving on to the next guest. Here we go. Once again, thank you, James, for the $20. Then Alyssa, 7 minutes ago with a $4. Thank you so much. And they said from a gay trans person, thank you. Well, thank you for the love, Alyssa. As well as Sarah with a $10 over on Venmo saying, I got to see straight people everywhere and in the media, so like equality, bro. Yeah, I didn't bring that point up to Tyler. I mean, I could have, but he skedaddled out of here rather quickly, so I didn't even get a chance. Thank you for the $10. I appreciate that. Let's go and get that next guest loaded in right now. We got the real Don loading in. Let's see who else we got. Robert with a $3 and Chloe with a $5 and RM with a $1. I appreciate you guys. Then Jacob, this just came in, brand new. Jacob, thank you for the $25 donation over on Venmo. Jacob says, I sometimes wish I disagreed with you so I could have the privilege of having a productive and intellectual conversation with you. Keep fighting and much love. Jacob, thank you for being here. You're awesome, bro. Everybody show some love to Jacob down below. I really appreciate your $25 as well as your message, man. I appreciate you for supporting me, supporting the stream. Welcome in. Anyways, welcome into Real Don. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Come on, man. You see the profile picture, Dean.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people pop up here with that as like a troll, though, so I still ask.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so that's not a troll. You're literally ultra MAGA?
Yep.
Okay, I want to rip my eyes out.
I think you should.
Whoa, that's pretty hateful and vindictive, don't you think? Is this an expose as MAGA the party of hate because you tell liberals that you think that they should rip their eyes out?
No, I just support people who want to do things, and you want to do it, so I want to support you.
Okay, so why do you support me ripping my eyes out, but you don't support adults getting sex reassignment surgery?
Who told you that I don't?
Yeah, the profile picture did their pal.
I mean, you can be MAGA for many reasons other than that.
All right. Okay, take it away. Why are you MAGA?
Well, I mean, for the most part, because I'll just say listening to liberals and listening to you, mainly listening to you, Dean, it makes me wonder, do you have a nice little shiny booty hole, Dean?
Whoa! Okay, that went from like 0 to 100 like real quick. Okay, all right. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next guest. Holy crap. Okay, all right. Welcome in, Alex. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay, how old are you?
What?
How old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay, what time is it?
It's 12 a.m.
12 a.m. Banned! Guys, if you're going to try to join the live from the queue, y'all make sure that you're at least 18 plus, American, and MAGA. But let's go to move on to the next guest right now while we're getting them up here. First and foremost, Diego. Thank you for the $25 donation over on PayPal. I appreciate that, Diego. Diego says, love your work, amigo. Bro, Diego, thank you, man. That's so incredibly kind of you. And once again, thank you so much for the $25 donation. Everyone, please show some love to Diego down below. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then what other one here? Tyler. Holy shit. Tyler, thank you for the $50 donation over on PayPal. Tyler, that is so incredibly kind of you. That is so much money, man. Holy crap. 500 Tyler W's down below. Thank you, Tyler. Tyler says, to help Dean's sanity with dealing with people that refuse to be reasonable or to listen. From a 45-year-old father and husband. Keep it up, young man. Tyler, I want to be like you one day, bro. I appreciate you for being in here. You're awesome, bro. Everybody, please show some love to Tyler while we are hopping into this next debate. All the love to you, Tyler. All the love to you. And welcome in Damo. Do you support Trump? Banned. Rules are on the screen. W Tyler's and W Diego's are on the chat. Once again, I appreciate you both. And we're going to go ahead and try to find that next guest. Here we go. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hello?
Hi.
Yes.
Okay. What time is it?
15:45.
15:45. Okay. Wow. What is that? It's like 2, right? That's what it is? It's like 3:45? Okay. What state are you in?
Colombia.
Okay, Colombia is not a state. Goodbye. Follow the rules. Follow the rules. All right. We're going to move on to the next guest. Follow the rules. Follow him, please. Okay. So going to get that next guest loaded into the box. We're going to go to get them loaded in right now. If you're in the queue, make sure that means that you're MAGA, you're from America, and you support Trump. We're going to go ahead and try to get that next guest, Eric P., loaded in right now, everyone. In the meantime, quickly, I'd like to thank Aurora for the $15 over on PayPal. They say this is perfect background noise. You know, I agree. When I'm not doing these streams, you know, I'm also listening to the streams while I do other work and whatnot. Thank you for the love, Aurora. You are phenomenal. Thank you so much. Everybody in that chat, please show some love to Aurora down below. As well as Caleb, I appreciate you for the $5. Show some love to Aurora and Caleb. And then Emily with a $20 over on PayPal. Thank you, Emily. 200 Emily W's. Emily says, the fact that his first point of supporting Trump has to do with LGBTQ+ tells me all that I need to know. No, I agree. No, it's just like they support Trump because they're bigoted. Yeah, like the first word that comes to your mouth when somebody asks you why you're MAGA is gay people. Like you definitely, like, yeah, that is telling me all that I need to know too, Emily. That's an astute observation that I can agree with 110%. And then also Joy and Trenton, I appreciate the two of you both for the $5 over on PayPal. Appreciate that, Joy and Trenton. Welcome in Gabriella. Do you support Trump? Sorry, not Gabriella, Gabe. Gabe, do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay. Sorry for calling you Gabriella. Your name is cut off right after the Gabe, and I just assumed it said Gabriella. That is my fault. How old are you?
25.
All right, Gabe. Why the hell do you support Trump?
I really just wanted to see what your take on doing these in this way. Like you end up getting aggressive. It kind of draws an aggressive crowd.
I would actually say that I don't tend to get aggressive unless people are aggressive to me because I give the energy that I get. And then even in a lot of circumstances, I don't give the energy I get. In a lot of circumstances, I'm a little bit nicer than the guests are to me. Even like most of the time, I'd say like 9 out of 10 times when I have like a really rude, dense guest up, it's not aggressive. I get a little sassy, you know, I have a little bit of fun with it. And then that like 1 out of 10 times where I do get aggressive is because I like have a guest that is like literally defending like pedophilia, grape, like sexual exploitation of minors, etc.
Sure. Makes sense.
Yeah, so why are you MAGA, man?
I wouldn't say I support Trump. I don't know what would you consider MAGA?
Yeah,
Is that
a Trump supporter.
supporter?
Yeah. So why do you support Trump?
I don't support a lot of things about him, but as a person, but I do think in comparison to the candidates that he was against, it's the best option we have.
Okay. Well, I mean, even that's a claim that I'm willing to debate. So yeah, why do you think he's give me an argument that the country would be worse off right now if Kamala Harris had won the election? Let's hear it.
I think there's a lot of policy around. I mean, this is not stuff that hasn't been debated, right? So I'm not going to have a new argument for you.
Okay.
If that's fair.
So what's the argument?
A lot of policy, primarily around education and gender identification in youth.
Okay. What policy did Kamala Harris run on related to gender identity in youth?
I don't know that Kamala did, but the party as a whole.
Who did Donald
Tim
Trump
Waltz
run against?
Tim Waltz to be specific, and
Who did Donald Trump run against?
Kamala.
Okay. So Kamala Harris didn't have any policy that related to gender identity. So then
Would you agree that JD Vance has major political impact on the country?
Actually, no. I wouldn't. He only has major political impact in the country insofar as what Trump wants him to do.
Okay, and what do you consider political impact?
Like political impact in the sense of like being able to motivate like change in like a government.
Okay. Would you say that political figures are a major leader in societal function?
Yeah, they definitely can be. So, like societally speaking, what did Kamala Harris advocate for that would have made a massive social shift that was negative?
I mean, I think that there's become a really hard boundary between conservative and liberal that I'm not personally for, and I
don't
think
think
that
you
that's
answered
why
my
he's
question
the-
though. So what would
Well,
the social impact of a Harris presidency have been that was so incredibly negative? And like, keep in mind that you're gonna have to give me like a pretty damn compelling negative social impact here, because if you could agree that like the president, political figures can influence the country socially, then you'd have to accept that because Donald Trump has been held civilly liable for rape and he's serving in the most powerful position of power known to mankind, that he's socially shifting America to be more accepting of and to normalize rape. Because like Donald Trump went on a podcast and boasted about perving on like naked teenage girls. Like you'd have to agree that because he's now president, that he's like shifting society to accept the normalization of like sexual exploitation of minors. Okay. Like because Donald Trump just lies a lot about everything ever, he's just pushing for societal impact of people to be more accepting of like anti-intellectualism and lies. Because he's said like a shit ton of racist shit and has never taken racism seriously and has never like held himself accountable or apologized for any of it, like the birther myth with Barack Obama, he's now shifting society to be more racist. Okay, right? So like, in other words, you're basically going to have to be able to describe a social impact that Kamala Harris and her administration would have had on us that would have been worse than shifting society to normalize rape, to accept pedophilia and sexual exploitation of minors, and to normalize lying and racism.
Okay, I mean, if you're arguing, are you a supporter of Kamala as over Trump or as a candidate in general? Out of curiosity.
Over Trump, but this shouldn't be relevant to the question that I asked you. Now, please answer the question that I've been asking you. Please, please. I'm literally begging you to like just strictly answer the question that I asked you. Insofar as answering the question of what would the social impact have been of a Harris presidency that is worse than everything that I just described to be true of Donald Trump's social impact.
I totally get that. I understand what you're saying, and I agree that I'm getting there, if I may. I agree that there are a lot of pitfalls and downfalls in Trump's character, and that is why I do not agree with him as a person, as an individual. As a policy writer, I do think that with Kamala in office, there would have been a major shift towards a lot of very leftist movements that I think would have had significant societal shifts.
Be specific.
Such as education, border policy, and I know those are hot.
Even that's not specific. Be more specific than that. I was like so specific with the social impact of the Trump presidency. I broke down the civil court that held him liable for rape and how this would promote the acceptance and normalization of rape and rapists in society, how this would push men to basically accept that if they go out and rape a woman, then they could still like aspire to achieve their goals and be powerful and possess wealth and privilege. And I broke it down with like racism too. I gave you specific examples about the birther myth and how Donald Trump has never taken accountability for that, has never said that it's wrong. So he just promotes the normalization and acceptability of racism. And then when I'm asking you for what the negative impact, socially speaking, of a Harris presidency would have been, which is the reason you told me you voted for the guy that is now going to be reducing the after-tax income of everybody making at or beneath $51,000 per year and spending the most out of any president in modern American history, signing the most expensive bill into law ever. You're telling me it's because of the social impact of a Harris presidency if she was elected, but you can't even be clear on what that social impact would look like. So I'll ask you at this point to either be clear on what that social impact would look like if Harris was elected that makes the rapists better than her, or I'll just simply ask us to move on and for you to give a new argument. I just feel like right now you're significantly kind of beating around the bush, stalling, because you can't give a clear answer.
No, I think that's accurate. I can't give you a clear answer on that. You know, you are well more researched in this topic, and I'm not going to skirt around the subject anymore. So I'll let you move to the next guy, but I appreciate the respect.
Okay. Well, Gabe, I mean, I hope the fact that you can't give a clear answer makes you reconsider the fact that you're right, because it might mean that you're wrong. But I appreciate you so much for coming up here with a level head. Let's go to move on to the next guest right now, everybody. We're going to go to get DK127 loaded up in the box. Here we go, everybody. Everyone, just give us a minute to get that next guest loaded in right now, guys. Welcome into Sport Trump. Oh, that would be
no.
Small kid. Moving on. All right, everybody, the rules are very simple. Make sure that you're 18 plus, American, and support Trump. If you want to join up in the live stream and have a debate with us today, we're going to move on to the next guest, Isaac, right now. And while we're moving on to Isaac, there's a couple people I'd like to thank. Jessica, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. Saying I love listening to your debates. I only wish that I could do as well with my Trumper, quote unquote, friends. Dude, Jessica, tell them to join up. I'd love to chat with him. Thank you for the $10, y'all. Show some love to Jessica down below. And welcome in, Isaac. Do you support Trump?
Nah, man.
Okay,
I support a new party that.
We're going to go to put the rules up on the screen. Only join if you're 18 plus, American, MAGA, and ready to debate. If you want to skip the line, because there's a lot of people in the queue that simply don't follow the rules, just let me know down below. And while we're looking for that next guest, I want to give a huge shout out to Miss Chloe for the $50 donation over on PayPal. Chloe, that is insane. Thank you so much. You guys have been so kind today, literally popping off with the donations. I love each and every single one of you. And Chloe, thank you a billion times over. Let's get 500 massive Chloe W's down below in that chat. Chloe said, making my dad feel shamed for ever supporting Trump. Thank you. Seriously, I was tired of that man. Fuck yeah, Chloe. Dude, I would love if you could get your dad up in here if he still happens to support Trump. I love talking to the parents. Thank you for the love, Chloe. Show some love to Chloe down below. As well as Emily. Thank you for the $30 donation over on PayPal. Emily didn't leave a message, just the love. Let's get 300 Emily W's down below for the $30 donation. Chloe and Emily, y'all are based, okay? And welcome in, Knight. Do you support Trump? Quite frankly, Knight's not even here, so we're going to kick them and move on to the next guest. Here we go. We got Football Gods 21 loading up in right now. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go. Also, if you're a woman and you support Trump, I'll let you skip the line. Just go ahead and put MAGA woman down below. I like to try to also talk to women, but like so often we'll just run these 4-hour live streams and only talk to men the whole time. So if you're a MAGA woman and you want to skip that line and get right up in here, let me know down below in that chat. Now, all right, let's go to get that next guest loaded in right now, everybody. Let's go to get that next guest loaded in right now. We have 13.6 thousand people in the stream right now, and I just can't for the life of me find one person to come up here and have a debate with us. All right, let's get that next guest up in here right now, everybody. Go ahead and put a MAGA down below in the comment section. Okay, can I have men stop spamming MAGA woman in my chat? Please. I just clicked on somebody spamming MAGA woman in the chat. Their name is Ethan. Their profile picture is a gym pic, and their bio is a Bible verse. Come on, dude. Welcome in, Ethan. Oh, it's not this Ethan. It was another Ethan. Hi, Ethan. Don't worry. I wasn't talking about you. You just got a random... You know what? You deserve this, Stray. Goodbye. There we go, everybody. Let's go and get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. If you're in that queue, make sure it's because you support Trump. We got Sarah loading up into the box. While we got them loading up, I'd like to very quickly thank Whitney 15 minutes ago with the $10 donation over on Venmo, saying thank you so much. You are a role model. Thank you so much for the love, Whitney. That's incredibly kind of you. And then Catherine with the $6, Sarah with a 5, and Libby with a 3. Appreciate you guys for the love. Y'all are epic. Let's go and get that next Trump supporter loaded up in here. It's super hard to find any right now, which is crazy because we have so many people in the stream, which just completely baffles me. But anyway, Sophie, thank you for the $15 donation over on Venmo. Saying I didn't realize how conservative GJ is until I visited with my girlfriend. People stared at us for just holding hands. Great time though. Yeah, Sophie, that's where I live. Very conservative, very homophobic. I'm sorry that y'all had to experience that. Welcome to Night Slayer. You MAGA? Okay, bro, they're not here again. That's their second time hopping in the queue and second time not saying anything. Holy shit. Then James with the $10 over on Venmo saying, you deserve this for changing my mind on. You deserve this for changing my mind on Trump. That's awesome, James. I appreciate that. I'm happy that I could change your mind. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
No.
Dude, get out now. Bro, what is going on with the queue? What is going on with the queue? What is going on with the queue? Chat, please only join if you want to debate on why you support Trump. And then, oh my goodness, Libby, thank you for the $50 donation on Venmo. Thank you, Libby. Holy crap, 500 Libby W's down below. Thank you so much for the $50. Libby says, Sassy Dean and Petty Parker is always justified when you get insufferable guests. Oh, I have so much fun with it. I can't wait for a next insufferable guest that I could sass out on. You know what I mean? Appreciate that, Libby. That is seriously incredibly kind of you. Then Ken, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo saying the audio keeps dropping out on YouTube. I think that's going to be some issue with the YouTube servers. Just reload the stream if it drops out. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, mostly.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay, what year are you born in?
December 2nd, 2006.
Okay, that would make you 18. Maya, why are you a Trump supporter?
Well, I don't agree with him as a person, but I like his idea of removing trans women from sports.
Oh.
Don't get this wrong. Like I'm not against them. I support them, but it's just, biological differences.
Right. How many trans women do you think are competing in the NCAA?
I don't know.
10 out of 500,000 athletes. The one thing that MAGA really got wrong in the last election and will continue to drive them into the ground and ensure that they lose elections is by focusing on making life worse for 10 people than making life better for 300 million. You know what I mean? Donald Trump has been accused of raping more women than there is trans women in the NCAA. Donald Trump has been convicted of more felonies than there is trans women in the NCAA. You know, it's like we even saw a Democrat win the race for the governor in the state of Maine because he ran on while my opponent is focused on who's in the potties. I'm focused on filling the potholes. You know what I mean? And I think that we'll continue to see that trend where the GOP props up these massive scares. You know, like during McCarthyism, it was a scare of communists. Now today it's a scare of trans people. And instead of focusing on fixing the real issues and making this country better for everybody in it.
No, I understand that totally. And I don't think Trump is a great person, but it's just, and I do agree with a lot of your points, but that's just one point that I know the Democratic Party really doesn't, they kind of don't care about that, but I know Trump, he specifically mentioned that he wants to, I'm not saying that they shouldn't participate in sports, but maybe they should have their own league or something.
Check this out.
I don't know.
Check this out. Are you pro-choice?
Yeah. I guess for some parts.
Yeah, because of Donald Trump, 60 women that got raped and got pregnant as a result of that rape are denied access to abortion every day in 10 of our states. What's more important? Ensuring that 60 women who are victims of rape that got pregnant have viable access to health care, or ensuring that 10 trans women can't compete in sports?
100% the first thing, and I totally agree with you, but it's just, it doesn't, dismiss this part, you know what I'm saying?
It absolutely does. Because overall, if you're telling me that you support Trump as president today because he has now banned 10 trans women from competing in the NCAA, even though he ripped 10 million people off of healthcare, 3 million people off of food stamps, has taken the right to access abortion away from 66 million American women and girls, has ensured that 60 pregnant rape victims are denied access to abortion every single 24 hours, you're basically saying, well, from your perspective, you're going to take $1 to lose $3 billion.
No, you're right. You're right.
Right. So overall, absolutely, this would not indicate that you should support Trump, even from your perspective.
Okay. Can we talk about abortion? Is that okay?
Yeah, you told us that you were pro-choice, are you?
Well, yeah, but I mostly like like the for like rape, incest. That's sorry, I should have said rape. But like I feel like you know if you choose to, I don't know, do like participate in those activities and you get a baby like out of your choice. You know what I'm saying? Like
So
I
elective
understand.
abortions. That's when a woman consents to engage in an intercourse, gets pregnant, and gets an abortion. Do you think that women
Yeah.
should be able to access abortion in those circumstances?
I'm kind of struggling with that because I mean it was your choice and you're kind of taking away. It is a future life. I know and not like ignorant. I know it can affect your life. It's gonna affect your life in like the biggest way ever.
Well,
But
what's your perspective? Do you think that women should have legal access to abortion in elective circumstances or not?
no.
You don't think they should. Okay. What's the argument?
Well, because you're taking away a future life. You don't know. You are killing. In my opinion, you are killing a baby, and I know if you get raped and it happens, you don't have any choice in that.
We're talking about elective circumstances. So why should they not be able to access abortion in elective circumstances?
Because it's their choice.
It's their choice to engage in intercourse, so therefore it shouldn't be their choice to get an abortion. Is that the argument?
Well, yeah, because if you engage in that activity and you get pregnant out of it, like it
was a natural consequence of their own choice.
I mean, I would say so, yes.
Okay, I choose to hit this anxiety pin that's hidden behind my hand. It could give me lung cancer in the future. If I get lung cancer in the future, that is literally the natural consequence of my own decision that I'm like electing to make. Does that mean if I do get lung cancer in the future that I shouldn't have access to pay money to go to a hospital and get chemotherapy to kill the lung cancer? Because it's a natural consequence of my action?
100% no, but because
Oh.
you're not taking away a life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So it doesn't have
It's so
anything
much
to do
bigger
with
than that.
it doesn't have anything to do with like dealing with the natural consequences of your actions. So don't blame it on the women like that. That's just an anti-woman argument. And it all has to do with ending a valuable life. So then I'll just ask you, why is the life of a fetus valuable?
I get that they haven't had any experiences yet, but you are taking away those future experiences. You never know who they might be, and you're taking away that opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So you're taking away the opportunity for a future life to exist. So if my dad pulled out of my mom on the night I was conceived, he would have been taking away the opportunity for me to exist in the future. Should that have been illegal?
No, but I mean,
So it should be legal to take away the opportunity for future lives to exist? Okay, well, I mean, then you just
but
said
the
that
life has
abortion
already
should be
started
legal.
existing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So it should be legal to take away the opportunity for future life to exist if some life already exists. And you think that life starts at the moment of conception?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with IUDs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so an IUD.
Oh, I get that. Yeah. I know this argument. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, IUDs
Yeah.
kill zygotes after the moment of
Yeah.
conception sometimes. Is that
You're
murder?
right. Yeah. That's a good one. I don't think that's murder.
Okay, if it's not murder to kill a zygote, why is it murder to kill a fetus? Because both of them are human lives that already exist that have a future like ours.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Right. Like in the context of your argument, there should be no difference between a zygote and a fetus. Both human lives, both have a future. In both circumstances, when you kill them, you're taking away that future. Why should it be legal in non-murder in one circumstance and illegal in murder in the other circumstance?
What do you think of late-term abortion?
I will answer your question after you answer mine.
What was the question?
I'll repeat it. Why do you treat killing a zygote differently than killing a fetus, even though they're both human lives with a future?
No, I don't have an argument. You're right. Like
Okay.
you.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you can't answer to that question, this just means that you have a contradiction in your view. Should we use contradictory views to legislate on healthcare access?
No, 100% not.
If we shouldn't
no.
use contradictory views to legislate on healthcare access, then you shouldn't use the view that you currently possess to vote for pro-life legislation, meaning ultimately you are pro-choice.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, basically, it would follow that you would support pro-choice legislation, you would support women's choice to choose legally, while still yet acknowledging that you think that it's morally wrong because of a contradictory argument.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Is there anything else you want to go over?
Oh, yeah. Okay. What about like the late term abortion when the babies can feel pain?
Well, babies can't feel pain until 27 weeks, number one. Number two, after like 21 weeks, 22, 23, 24, you could get like non-lethal abortions like C-sections or inducted labor too. Point number three, we typically don't think that something's ability to feel pain makes it wrong to cause them to feel pain. Like think about cows, chickens, and pigs, unless you're a vegan. You don't think it's wrong to kill them even though they can feel pain. And then like on a second point, think about like grown adults that have like particular conditions that make it impossible for them to feel pain. Like if you've seen the movie Nova, wait, I can't say that word. That's the name of a DRUG. If you've seen like this movie, it just came out. It was really good. Had the main character from The Boys in it. He had this condition that made it so he couldn't feel pain. We'd obviously still say it's wrong to kill him even though he can't feel pain. So the ability to feel or not to feel pain shouldn't be morally relevant to determine if you have or don't have a valuable life.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I think you changed my mind. Okay, thank you. Also, real quick before I go, thank you. My family's Palestinian, so I just want to thank you for like speaking out about it, and I really appreciate it.
Are they in Palestine?
No, they escaped.
Good. All the prayers
Thank
in the
you.
world for your family, and all the prayers in the world for all the Palestinians still secluded on the Gaza Strip in West Bank. Free Palestine, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. We're going to move on to the next guest, guys. Go ahead and hop in that queue if you support Trump and you want to come up here and have a debate about why you support Trump. Let's go and get that next guest loaded in right now, everybody. Everyone just give us a minute, y'all. All right. Who is next? Everybody just do be patient while we're working on getting that next guest loaded in. We got Amber loaded up into the box while we get Amber loaded in. Let's see. Mr. Don, thank you. Oh, actually, I already thank you, Don. Tattoo, this was a minute ago, but I appreciate you for the $20 super chat over on YouTube. Everybody show some love to Tattoo down below. I appreciate you so much, Tattoo. That is incredibly kind of you. As well as 1B, I appreciate you for the $20 as well. Saying all pregnancy and birth risks the mother's health and has potential for death. Yeah, I appreciate you so much for the love, 1B. Everybody, please show some love to 1B down below in the chat. And then Mr. Max, oh my God. Max, thank you for the $100 super chat over on YouTube. Bro, Max, this is like your third, fourth, or fifth $100 donation in like the span of the last week or two. Max, I literally love you. You are fucking great. Everybody, please show some love to Max below. Thank you a billion times over, Max. Let's get 1,000 Max W's down below in that chat. You're seriously so incredibly kind. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your kindness. You are awesome, awesome, awesome. Amber, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 22.
Great. Quickly, before I pass you the mic to start your argument. Oh my goodness! Melissa, thank you for the $200 donation on Venmo. Oh my God. I'm sorry for like screaming. That just caught me off guard. I'm really sorry for like getting loud there. Holy shit, Melissa. Thank you so much. Crap. Melissa says, keep it up, kid. Melissa, I really hope you're still in here. This was only 10 minutes ago, so I think that you are. WU, holy crap. Thank you so much for the love. That is literally so much money. I do not deserve that. Thank you. Everybody, while we're hopping into this next debate with Amber, please show some love to Melissa down below, as well as Courtney. Thank you for the $10, and Jen with the $10. Thank you, Courtney and Jen and Melissa. You guys are awesome. And then Rebecca, thank you so much for the $25 donation over at PayPal. Rebecca says, thank you for your education and advocating on behalf of everybody. Rebecca, you've been in a handful of streams. I recognize your name. I appreciate you for being here, and I hope that you're taking something away from it. You're awesome, Rebecca. Everybody show some love to Rebecca down below. But like I said, seriously, let's get some W freaking Melissas in that chat. Well, I'm now going to pass the mic off to you, Amber, to tell us why you support Dipey Donald.
I just feel like he's done more for America. Like, he doesn't put, like, I'm not saying other countries don't need assistance, but he doesn't put them before America. Prices have dropped since he's been back in of groceries and gas and oil. He also, the whole Medicaid, Medicare thing, he's keeping that with the Social Security. There's also been more money signed for FEMA to give to Americans for disaster relief than there was when Biden was in office.
Okay, stop you there.
Sure.
So there's 2 points that so you made 3 points. You said that he doesn't put other countries before America, that the prices of groceries have gone down, and that he's giving more money to FEMA for disaster relief. So 2 of those points contradict one another, and one of those points is abundantly false. Okay, where should I start? Should I start by telling you which 2 of those points contradict one another, or which one of those points is abundantly false? I'll let you pick.
I don't care.
Okay, we'll start with the 2 points that contradict one another, because this is a more interesting one. You said that he doesn't put other countries before America, and he's funded FEMA more for disaster relief. It's really funny that you bring these 2 points up in tandem with one another, because he's literally so pro-Israel, he puts Israel in front of America, that now the Trump administration has said that they are not going to send any FEMA disaster aid and relief to cities that are boycotting Israeli companies. He puts Israel so significantly far in front of America that he's willing to let Americans die if they're boycotting them.
I did hear about that, but there are reasons behind that.
Okay, well, you're just going to be explaining the reasons why he's giving less in FEMA disaster relief and giving more to Israel than America.
But I didn't say that I said he was giving more than Biden did. He has signed for FEMA to give more money. And as far as the Israel thing, yes, that is true. But I feel like he does have, when he's doing what he's doing, the interest of Americans is his priority.
Okay, if the interest of Americans was his priority, then why has he accepted $230 million from a PAC that is specifically designed to push the interests of Israel? Literally, I appreciate you so much for the Heart Super Stage. And he spent hundreds of billions of dollars in American taxpayers' money on sending bombs, weapons, and ammunition to a country that is currently ethnically cleansing the Palestinians and has now induced a stage 5 famine on the Gaza Strip. Is that really in the interests of the average everyday American?
I'm not saying relating to Israel. I'm saying as far as him being a president, you ask why I support him. As far as him being a president, he has done more, I feel like, than what Biden did in his term for Americans. Because if you want to bring up money getting sent to other countries, we can bring up Hurricane Helene, not local to me, but I personally know people that were dealing with that and the floods. Money was not, they sent money, but they did not send amounts that were getting sent overseas by Kamala and Biden.
Yeah, because of legislation in Congress that is particularly supported by Republicans to cap the amount of expenditure that an individual that is immediately impacted by a natural disaster can receive from our federal government.
Exactly.
And then you also, and that's legislation that's supported by Republicans, the GOP. And then also, I just wanted to point it out here that Donald Trump has actually defunded FEMA by $1.1 billion. Okay. And if you're interested in what my source for this would be, it would be Rural Communities Were Promised Millions in Disaster Funds. Trump is Ending It, published by NPR. Okay. And then another point, you just vaguely brought up how Donald Trump is doing more for Americans than Biden did. Name 5 things that Donald Trump has done for the average American since his term started. You know what? I'm sorry. That was too difficult of a question. Name 1 thing that Trump has done for the average American that has positively impacted them since his term started.
Okay, you said 5, and then you said...
Name 1.
Change it to 1, like I'm uneducated.
Well, it has nothing to do with your level of education.
Kind of an insult.
No, Amber, that wasn't an insult to you or your level of education. It's an insult how Donald Trump hasn't even done 1 thing to help the average American. So asking you to name 5 is unrealistic, and it's just setting you up to get clipped, and that's pretty bad faith of me.
It's not. It's really not. Like people, middle class or lower class people, prices have dropped.
Oh,
I mean,
this is
grocery prices have dropped tremendously. No, I'm honestly saying, thankfully thankfully I'm blessed to have the life that I do, and I don't have to struggle with things like that. But lower class and middle class, working class people that do struggle, even when they do get food stamps and they're getting governmental aid, can't afford to even get in their car to drive their kids to school.
Thank you for the galaxy.
And that has tremendously dropped since Trump has been back in office.
If you were wrong, hypothetically, if you were wrong, would you still support Trump?
Yes, because there's other reasons why I support it. That's not that I don't just support him because grocery prices are lower. That's like saying I'm supporting a whole chain of grocery stores
I get it.
because their prices are lower.
Well, you are wrong. So the price of groceries hasn't gone down. It's actually gone up. So the Bureau of Labor Statistics also tracks prices of goods. And if you go on the Google, if you go on the internet and you type in U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics or USBLS, average retail food and energy prices, U.S. city average and West region, you will find the macro average prices of groceries in America. And it will even break it down to the specifics like flour, rice, spaghetti, bread, etc. And it will tell you what the prices were in January of this year. And then it will tell you what the prices are today. And what we see is that the price of groceries for almost every single good outside of iceberg lettuce and lemons, funny enough, has increased since January of this year when Donald Trump was inaugurated. So your claim there that they've gone down since January is simply not true.
You said Western region. So is that only for the Western region? Because I know where I live, they've tremendously gone down.
Now, this is a U.S. city average of the whole U.S. and West region. So it's both. I don't know why they like break up whole U.S. and then also give specific stats on Western region. No clue why. Maybe it's because there's like more inflation in the Western region than not. Couldn't tell you. But anyways, those are the facts.
Well, I know where I'm at, and the prices that I've seen, they have gone down.
Okay, well, now you've gone from talking about statistical outcomes to anecdotal experiences.
Well, I mean, you asked me, I'm giving you the reasons why I support him.
Okay, but obviously this isn't going to have anything to do with Trump. See, like, I mean, even when you like come up here and if you were to say on the macro level, countrywide, just listen to what I have to say. Listen to what I have to say. Even if you were to come up here and tell me on the macro level, like nationwide, the prices have gone down, therefore Trump caused it, that is still technically a logical fallacy. It's correlation causation. You're just basically assuming that he caused it because he was president. Okay? But like they haven't. On the macro level, nationwide, prices have gone up. But then when you confuse the position even further and shift the goalposts all the way down to your anecdotal experiences of the prices you see wherever you live, now you just have an argument that is completely insane. There is the same level of correlation between Trump and the prices of groceries in your local store as there is between Trump and like how many cars are parked in my neighborhood. You know, like maybe since January, the amount of cars parked in my neighborhood has gone down and it's easier for me to find a parking spot. I can't just say that, oh, that's Trump's fault, right? And I feel like that is just as correlated to his presidency as specifically the price of groceries in your grocery store are. And then you also have to keep in mind that you're not the only American. And like your grocery stores aren't the only American grocery stores. And president doesn't just have jurisdiction over them. He has jurisdiction over all the grocery stores in America, quote unquote. We're saying that a little bit rhetorically. And if we are going to evaluate the efficacy of his presidency in relation to inflation and more specifically the price of goods in grocery stores, we shouldn't be just looking at one in North Carolina. We should be looking at every single grocery store on average in America. And when we look at every single grocery store on average in America, as I already pointed out, since January, the price of nearly every single good has gone up.
Okay, well, I do agree with the looking at it as a whole thing, but like I said, there are other reasons why I support him than just money and FEMA. And I mean, I'm not against LGBTQ at all. I do agree that a person should be able to do whatever they want to do. If you want to identify as a lizard, that's fine. It's not me. So my whole thing with that, and I'm against abortion too. And I have my own story behind that. But the whole thing with LGBTQ, I don't think it should be force-fed down other people's throats.
I have a question. Have you ever met somebody that identifies as a lizard?
No, but I've met people
Then why are you attempting to make such a gross mockery out of people just like you?
I'm not mocking anyone. I'm saying if you want to identify as whatever you want to identify as, I'm
gonna go ahead and turn your logic around on you to see how you feel. Okay? I don't have a problem. Listen, I don't have a problem with white people. I don't have a problem with white people. But shit, if you want to go get a massive sunburn while you're glugging beer all day, coasting down the river in your Walmart tube while leaving your children unattended at the neighbor's house who's on the sex offender registry, that's your thing. It's not mine. But I don't have a problem with white people. When you hear
That's
that,
not-
what kind of feeling does that invoke inside of your brain?
You completely turn that. I mean, I'm fine. You completely turn that around, though. I'm saying if someone wants to identify as anything, they should be able to. That's their choice, and that is their right as an American. But I don't think it should be force-fed down someone's throat.
Okay. All right. You're not going to get
I
it.
have best friends. No, I have best friends that are
Okay.
gay.
What specifically is forced down people's throats? I need to know.
Like a person said earlier, I don't feel like a young child. Now, if you get higher up into high school where children are more developed, fine, but I don't feel like a young child or a mother or a father should be sending their kids that are morally brought up differently at home and have to go to school and be taught about
Taught what?
just things like that. No, I don't
Things
feel
like what? We need the
you're-
specifics. I need to know.
Because when you okay, let's maturity wise, if a kid like at my school we had sex ed. I'm
Okay.
sure a lot of other schools did too. So I had it at a very young I was in middle school, which is appropriate because sex happens, but I don't feel like a child that is in 6th or 7th grade going to sex ed. I feel like if they're going to sex ed, they should just female reproductive system, male reproductive system. I don't feel like
Okay.
it
I have a
should
question. What is the purpose of sex ed?
to teach people about the reproductive system.
About how reproduction occurs?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. So, like, specifically, like, gay sex is not going to be taught in curriculum surrounding how reproduction occurs.
It has to. I know of schools that I promise you,
I need you to listen very specifically to me. Gay sex will not be taught in curriculum that is designed to teach children about how reproduction occurs. That will not happen because gay sex is not related to how reproduction occurs, right? So it wouldn't be taught inside of the curriculum. Now, if you want to talk about classes offered to older students, not about how just simply reproduction occurs, but how about we know young kids engage in sex and we need to make sure that if they're going to do it, which they shouldn't do, but if they're going to do it, they know how to do it safely. I think it's like perfectly fine to say, well, here's how to engage in heterosexual intercourse safe at an age-appropriate level, led by individuals with the qualifications in order to do it so. And here's how to engage in homosexual intercourse safe at an age-appropriate level, led by individuals with the qualifications to do it so. Okay, and if we don't do that, what you're basically telling me that only straight kids should know how to engage in intercourse safely and gay kids shouldn't. And why would we hold a different standard there?
That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying if a kid is gay, which is completely fine if that kid is gay, but that should be a course that is specifically for them. I don't feel like
Okay, so then should courses regarding how to engage in safe sex for heterosexual children only be designed for heterosexual children?
no, absolutely not.
Okay,
But
so then why
I
should
don't
one be
know-
pushed on everybody, but then one shouldn't be pushed on everybody? Why do you hold a different standard there?
Because morally, like I don't feel like that's the way everyone's been taught. I mean,
So it
what
relates back to a moral belief about being gay in the first place?
No.
Okay, so then
That's
what moral belief does it relate back to in the first place? A moral belief about what? Because it's not a moral belief about teaching children how to engage in and sex safely, even if it's not sex that they'd personally engage in. Because you said that you're morally a-okay with like teaching GAY students on how to engage in heterosexual sex safely, even if that's not sex they would engage in.
I feel like it should be offered. I feel like everyone, regardless of gay, straight, whatever, I feel like you should be offered the same resources as far as safety and everything like that goes.
Okay, but
no,
resources for safe sex are gonna like vary and be different dependent upon the type of like intercourse that's being engaged in. I feel like that one's a given. You know, like for instance, I'm a straight man. I've never engaged in gay sex in my life, and for that reason, I don't know any of like the procedures and safety steps for safety that must be taken to safely enjoy and engage in gay sex. Just because it's a different form of intercourse, it's not vaginal, it's anal. So for that reason, I have no clue. It is different, and there's different steps to be safe.
And I feel like if you are a gay person and you do have homosexual sex, or I don't know if I can even say that word on here, but
I know. I don't know if we could say these words either. I'm like trying to be safe, but TikTok TOS is very restrictive.
If you are gay, I feel like that's completely fine. I feel like there should 100% be resources. Like I said, I'm not against.
So then what are you against? Because I feel like you're trying to like reaffirm again and again and again that you're not homophobic. Because like
I'm not homophobic.
Right. Instead of just like being real, having a spine and telling me what your argument is here. So, okay, you've told everybody watching that you're not homophobic. Let's hear the argument. What don't you like pushed, quote unquote, on children in school about gay people? I just want you to be clear. I want you to be clear and give us a clear argument. You're dancing around the point. You're making yourself unclear, and you're making this conversation at this point kind of boring.
My argument is 9 times out of 10, you have a family-based home, whatever. Your child, when you sit down and you tell your child about sex, I feel like that shouldn't even sex ed, period, whether gay or not. I feel like in some instances it shouldn't even be. I feel like that should be a mother and father's.
Okay. So then you're just telling us that you don't think that sex ed should be in school. That's problematic for about 1,000,000,001 reasons.
I'm not saying no.
Listen to what I say. Okay, that is absolutely what you just said, Amber. Last warning. Grow a fucking spine. Say shit and stand behind it with conviction instead of just bowing out and contradicting yourself 3 seconds later. I cannot debate somebody that will not principally stand on their claims. I can't do it.
I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to do. I feel like ultimately, yes, it comes down, it should be a mother and father decision. But yes, it does need to be offered in school just for safety. I do understand that not all kids and not all families have support systems. They do need school classes like that. I understand why it's necessary. But if I have a kid and I'm raising them a certain type of way, am I going to be mad if my kid is gay? No. Am I going to disown them? No. But if I'm teaching them a certain...
I just want the but. What is the claim? Be specific. What is your problem with the LGBTQ plus community? Give it to us. Give us the claim.
That's the way it needs to be taught in school. And if my child does come to me and they say that they're gay, then I'm going to make sure...
Okay, stop talking. In 3 sentences or less, what are kids being taught in school that you disagree with? 3 sentences or less, please. You're avoiding the question.
Homosexual sex.
Okay.
It is being taught in school. I don't.
Okay. Stop there. Do you think it is permissible for straight sex to be taught age appropriately to students in school? Yes or no?
Age appropriately, yes.
Okay. If it is permissible to teach straight sex age appropriately to children in school, then why do you think it is impermissible to teach non-straight sex age appropriately in school? What is the relevant difference between teaching straight sex age appropriately and non-straight sex age appropriately in school that in your mind makes one right and one wrong? What is the difference?
The age appropriate part, because it is getting taught. I know of schools that it's getting taught at a very early age. If a child is old enough to know that they are gay and to feel that way, then absolutely they need those reasons.
Okay, stop it. That is not a relevant distinction. That's not. Answer the question. If we were teaching both straight and not straight sex age appropriately in school, would you have a problem with it?
No, if it was age appropriate.
So then your issue does not lie with gay people? Your issue does not lie with... Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying, Amber. Your issue does not lie with gay people being taught about in school. Your issue does not lie with the LGBTQ plus community. Your issue does not lie with the left. Your issue does not lie with anything but your claim that you don't think that non-age appropriate material should be taught in school. And to that, I can agree. To that, everybody watching can agree. And that is an issue that bears no relevance, no input, no tangential relation to the LGBTQ plus community, liberals, Democrats, leftists, Kamala Harris, gay people, bi people, lesbian people, trans people, etc. This is like me saying that I don't like Trump because I don't like the color blue on tennis shoes. What the hell does the color blue on tennis shoes have to do with Trump? You're saying there's something here that is leading you to have an issue with the LGBTQ plus community because you don't think that non-age appropriate material should
I
be
never
taught in
said I
school.
had an issue.
What the hell does a claim that non-age appropriate material should be taught in school have to do with the LGBTQ plus community?
You're taking what I'm saying and you're completely turning it around. First, I never said I had any kind of issue with the LGBTQ community. I actually said that I don't care. I feel like anyone should be able to do whatever they want. I mean, you're your own person. But all I'm saying is there is schools, 100% there are schools that are teaching gay sex ed to younger children. And I feel like
if they wouldn't just be teaching gay sex ed, they'd also be teaching straight sex ed. And the issue in
both,
both cases would be that it's not
but
age appropriate.
the two is like ethics and morals. If I'm teaching morals in my home one way, then I don't feel like my child should be subjected to hearing about.
Does this moral just have to do with your child being subject to non-age appropriate material in school?
No, it has a lot to do with if I'm teaching my child that, you know, a man and a woman come together, they get married. I'm not bashing anyone that's not, but I am Christian. If I teach a mother and a father, a man and a woman get together and they have sex, because that's the point of sex.
Bro, why did it take so fucking long for you just to say that you think that a lesbian intercourse is wrong? By the way, let's say lesbian
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it.
Okay, I'm about to kick you in 5 seconds. I would rather you just be straight up and tell us that you think lesbian intercourse is wrong so I have something to debate than for you to dance around the fucking point. So either you stop dancing around the fucking point and you make a claim like lesbian marriage is wrong, lesbian intercourse is wrong, or you're going to get kicked. You look significantly worse, by the way, to everybody watching when you're attempting to dance around the point from just making the claim.
I'm not dancing around anything.
Yes, you are. You just gave a description about how, like, you're a Christian and your morals are that a man and a woman get married and how the purpose of sex is for reproduction. Well, obviously, we're having this conversation in the context of the broader umbrella of the LGBTQ+ community. You're making the implication / assertion that, like, lesbian intercourse is wrong because it can't reproduce. Gay marriage is wrong because it's not a man and woman. It's 2 men or 2 women. I'm going to need you to be able to, like, make those claims and stand behind them so I have something to debate instead of, like, making them as implications subtly, like, not even too subtly. They're very explicit. And then just denying them the moment I say them. So, like, make a claim, stand behind it, and debate me on it. Do you think that marriage is only between a man and a woman?
I feel like that's the way it should be, yes.
Okay, so this means you think that lesbian marriage is wrong, right?
I feel like they're their own people and they can do what they want, but I don't agree with it, no.
Which means you think it's wrong, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, why didn't you just say that 30 minutes ago?
Well, I mean, it's obvious that I felt it was wrong if that, I mean, I put a sticker on my forehead. But
all right, why do you think that lesbian marriage is wrong?
I've just always, reproduction, sex is, this is going back to the Bible. Sorry for anyone that doesn't like it, but...
Okay, so in a nutshell, you think that lesbian marriage is wrong because it can't reproduce,
No,
right?
I feel like sex is to reproduce. You have sex to reproduce. You can't...
And because 2 lesbians can't reproduce with one another, you don't think that if they get married, you think that's wrong, right?
No, I feel like it's lustful.
Okay, all right, got it. So if I were to marry a woman that's infertile, maybe she had ovarian cancer and had to get her uterus removed, do you think that would be wrong?
No, because
why? We can't we can't reproduce with one another.
And there are medical. I'm infertile. I have the same problem. There are medical. There's 10,000 ways to treat infertility.
Amber, if you marry a man, would you all be able to reproduce?
Yes, with
How?
the right kind of medication. Because I've done it before. I'm infertile.
Okay, there's medication. So assuming that no medication could cure your infertility or allow you to naturally conceive a child, do you think you should be able to marry a man?
Yes,
Even
because
though you can never reproduce with him?
if y'all got married with the intentions on reproducing, then
Obviously you
you
wouldn't
have
because
a
you can't
variant
reproduce.
when you're infertile.
Now listen,
Then
you
that's
you wouldn't
not.
get married with him to him with an intention to reproduce because you can't reproduce with him because you're
No, I would get
infertile and there's
married
nothing
with
to
the
cure your
intention to
infertility.
get married.
So okay, so if it's not wrong for a man and a woman to get married, even if the man or woman are infertile, meaning they cannot reproduce with one another, then why did you say it's wrong for two women to get married because they can't reproduce with one another? Literally take the two women that are like can't reproduce with one another that you're arguing shouldn't be able to get married because of that fact. Replace one of the women with a man that's infertile. You still have that same outcome of a lack of an ability to reproduce, but then all of a sudden you just don't think that it's wrong for them to get married. What you're telling me here is that whatever the internal motivations you possess that drive that conclusion that lesbian marriage is wrong is completely not here nor there as it relates to their ability to reproduce or the lack thereof.
If someone finds out they're infertile after, okay, so if I got married to my husband tomorrow and I found out after we tried having a kid that I was infertile, yes, there is medications, but even if there weren't, the intention.
But listen, you are now, this is sophistry because you're changing the question that I asked you. I understand if you sit here and you reframe the question I originally asked you about a woman that is infertile, knows she's infertile and can never reproduce, and if it's okay for her to marry a man, even though she knows she'll never be able to reproduce with him, and then you answered yes. I understand if you change that question into suggesting that maybe she went infertile once she was already married, then they would still possess that original intention of reproducing, meaning that the marriage is morally acceptable. Then you have like a leg to stand on in the argument, and you're not just totally contradicting yourself. But that's not the answer to the first question that I asked. The first question that I asked was if there's a woman that's infertile, knows she's infertile, knows there's nothing that can be done about it, and knowing this, is it okay for her to marry a man? You answered yes, right?
Yes, because
Okay.
I mean,
So you think it's okay?
isn't
So then
fully
stop
legal.
trying to change the original question to suggest that there must be an intention to reproduce when you think it's okay for a man to marry a woman, even if there's not an intention to reproduce because they cannot reproduce with one another.
That's
You
not
just
the
told
only
me
reason you get married. I was saying why
exactly,
I disagree
which is why
with
it's okay
saying
for lesbian couples to get married.
not morally, no.
Yes, morally, you have no leg to stand on because you're telling me that it's okay for a man to marry a woman, even if the woman is forever infertile and there's nothing she can do about it. They cannot reproduce. You think it's okay. But then once again, in one sentence or less, was your argument for why you don't think it's okay for two women to get married because they can't reproduce with one another?
Because you know that people get told they're infertile every day and end up having kids.
Oh my God. Amber?
When you're saying,
Amber, this is now the 5th time I'm repeating this. You are being dense. You are being intellectually lazy. And you are being unintelligent, quite frankly. If I'm going to be honest with you, Amber, like the level of patience that is required
you
for
won't
me
even
to
let
give
me
you right
answer a
now.
question. You keep cutting me off.
I know. It's because you continue to revert back to an answer to my earlier question that is disingenuous and suggestively false. And I'll tell you why. Because you continue to tell me the reason why you think it's okay for an infertile woman to marry a man is because maybe she wasn't infertile when they got married. Or maybe she didn't know she was infertile when they got married.
That's not at all what I said.
So I'm going to be very clear with the next question. And if you give me a very clear response, I won't interrupt you, okay?
Okay.
If there's a woman that has literally had her uterus removed because of ovarian cancer, she knows that she can't reproduce. She knows that she will never be able to reproduce again. Okay? Are we clear?
Yes.
Is it okay for this woman that knows she cannot reproduce and knows she will never be able to reproduce again to marry a man?
Yes.
Why?
Because she's a woman and he's a man.
Exactly my point, Amber. The reason why you think that lesbian marriage is wrong has nothing to do with their lack of inability to reproduce and all to do with the fact that it's two women and not a woman and a man. So this brings us back all the way to my very first question. Why is two women wrong? You cannot give the response that they can't reproduce. Because as we just discovered, it has nothing to do with reproductive abilities.
I never said it was wrong or right. I said I don't agree with it.
Which is a
Morally,
suggestion that it is morally wrong. So why do you think it is morally wrong?
because morally, I was brought up differently. I was brought up that a woman and a man get married, have kids. I mean, that's just my belief.
So in a nutshell, what is the reason why it's morally wrong?
Because it's not right. God made a man, and
It's
God made a
wrong
woman.
because it's wrong. Okay. Could you agree? Let's see if Amber's good faith. Can you agree that your argument is literally that it's wrong because it's wrong?
Yes, I can. Just like
I have a
someone that is
question. I have a question.
married or a relationship can argue that it's right.
I have a question. If you were talking to a white supremacist that thinks it's wrong to be black, and you were to ask them, why do you think it's wrong to be black? And they said that they think it's wrong because it's wrong, how would you feel about their argument?
I would think their argument is stupid because that's the way God made someone. Their color is the way God made them.
Okay.
Just like God made a woman
So check
with
this
all
shit
the
out.
reproductive
Check
parts
this shit out. Check this shit out.
and with all the reproductive parts.
So you're telling me that you think that their argument is stupid because they don't actually have an argument. They're just saying it's wrong because it's wrong. Actually, let me ask you this question. What is the relevant logical distinction between your argument that lesbian marriage is wrong because it's wrong and the white supremacist's argument that being black is wrong because it's wrong? Can you tell me the logical distinction between the two positions?
The logical distinction is I read my Bible. I'm Christian, and I do believe that God made a man with all the reproductive parts. God made a woman with all the reproductive parts that all fits together. And God, if someone's black, God made them black. If someone's white, God made them white.
Just like if somebody's lesbian, God made them lesbian.
I don't believe that.
Really? Okay. Did God design you when you were in your mother's womb?
Yes.
Okay. So if I inform you or I tell you that we literally see differences in the physical design or biology and neurobiology that of gay men and straight men, lesbian women and lesbian and straight women, that you'd have to concede that God designed them to be that way because it's rooted within a biological reality that was designed by him in the womb, right?
I don't believe that if you're gay, I don't believe that it's from the womb. I feel like there are outside worldly factor. I don't believe that. I know that there are claims that it can.
Check this out. So differences between straight men and gay men. We see that gay men have larger anterior commissures on average compared to straight men, which is the size of the nerve lining between the hemispheres of the brain. We see that they have varying and different traits of the AI, NEH3 subsection of the hypothalamus, like different neuronic densities, as well as different levels of certain neuronic hormones, such as FSH, okay? As well as we see in twin studies that there is an association along the XQ23 chromosome in gay men that does not exist in the chromosomal or genetic structure of straight men. So tell me what external influences can change your DNA, can increase the size of the nerve lining between the hemispheres of your brains, can give you different levels of neuronic hormones such as FSH, and physically change the brain structures of the AI NEH3 subsection of the hypothalamus.
I mean, that may be true. I've never heard that. So that's news to me. Thank you for telling me that. But in my opinion, just my opinion, I know there are studies done where it's from birth, but in my opinion, I feel like there's just other outside factors that...
What outside factors can change those things? I can name one from the Christian worldview. One outside factor that can change those things under the Christian worldview is God. Can you name any other outside factor under the Christian worldview that can change those things, like your literal genetic code, apart from God?
I mean, what you said may be correct, but that aside, I feel like there are more outside factors than...
So name any outside factor that can literally change your genetic code outside of God in the Christian worldview.
I'm talking outside of the whole genetic belief. Because I still, that may be a study done, but I still don't believe that I'm not... But, no, thank you for telling me that, because I did not know.
So you reject the science. You are so I'm going to be honest with you, Amber. This is an issue that I see often. People are so caught in their web of lies that they've been taught from a young age that when we have damning evidence and certain proof that their web of lies is wrong, they would prefer to continue to walk in willful ignorance and denial of truth simply because it makes them feel more comfortable. Like, that's what you're doing right now. You are denying like academic and scientific studies that we have since the 1970s that are peer reviewed and driven by people with degrees that it took them 12 years to receive, that exist inside of conglomerate organizations that exist globally and are funded billions of dollars to use a scientific method to achieve objective research. And when we've seen hundreds of thousands of people do the same research, when they're all yielding the same conclusion with very sound and valid, valid methodology, like those conclusions are going to be right. And if you're going to argue that they're wrong, you better have damn good reason.
I'm not arguing the research. I'm not arguing with science. I'm an anatomy major.
So then you accept the research and you accept the science?
I would have to read into it.
Right.
I'm not saying it's wrong. It may be right. There may be like those differences in gay men or gay females, but
women.
I haven't seen that.
I could prove it to you without you even needing to read the studies that it's rooted in a biological reality. Are you ready?
Yes, if you would.
Can you choose to be lesbian?
I feel like you absolutely can.
I'm asking you. Can you choose to be attracted to women right now?
If I wanted to, yes.
Can you choose to want to?
No. Well, I mean, I'm sure.
So at the end of the day, you can't choose to be lesbian. So what makes you think that anybody else can? Is it maybe because they don't make that choice and it's a difference between the physical design of you and them?
It may be. I'm not arguing.
So see how I was just able to prove to you that being lesbian isn't rooted within some conscious decision, but rather within the anatomy and biology of us as beings, without you even having to read the studies since the 70s that prove it?
I mean, no, that's true. I told you I wasn't going to argue. I'm not one to argue with research. I'm not one to argue with science. I mean, that may be true, but this is the first time I'm hearing this. So thank you for...
Right. So now that we've yielded the conclusion that being lesbian isn't a choice and is rooted within a biological reality, and earlier you told me that God designs our biological reality, the very obvious implication here would be that God designed people to be lesbian. Is God a perfect designer?
I feel like he is.
Is God all good?
Yes.
So you're telling me that a perfect, all good designer designs something to be imperfect, with flaws, and of a sinful nature?
No.
Right.
This is one thing that I will let you have this one. I will let you have this one. Because I was unaware that there was research done, like actual scientific research. I was unaware on that. But also another thing, aside from the money that LGBTQ, is the abortion thing. Okay. And this one kind of, I can kind of debate with you more on this one just because I went through a lot.
Right. Well, let's have a conversation about it. So this has been a longer conversation, and I've received a handful of donations. Do you mind if I read the donations off quickly before we continue?
That's completely fine. It's your life.
So before we talk about abortion, I want to thank a handful of people. I just get so locked into the convos. So I apologize if there's been any donations that haven't been read off for a while. First and foremost, Max. Thank you so much for another $100 super chat over on YouTube. Max, you are literally the best, bro. Show some love to Max down below in the chat for the $100 super chat over on YouTube. Thank you a billion times over. Once again, Max, you are quite frankly the best. Max says, why wouldn't she just come out and say it? Oh, yeah, you referenced it earlier. I don't know. I think that she was scared. I appreciate you for the love, Max. Everybody show some love to Max down below. Let's get 1,000 Max W's. As well as Alex with a $50 super chat. Alex, holy crap, thank you. I want to see 500 Alex W's down below. You were literally like the freaking best ever. Alex, thank you a billion times over. Alex says, Dean, you're the best. I've started attempting to reach some of my MAGA family because of you, and they're opening their eyes. They're even protesting police brutality populating my hometown now. Alex, I love the butterfly effect of these lives. It's not only directly changing the minds of people that are on the live, it's also directly changing the minds of people watching the live, and it's indirectly changing the minds of family members and friends of liberals that watch this live and get incentivized to go out there and do some of the work themselves. That's why I think these lives are so awesome and so productive and so meaningful, because of that butterfly effect right there. Show some love to Alex, not only for the donation, but also for getting out there and changing some damn minds. I am proud of you. As well as Gregory, this came in 20 minutes ago. I'd like to quickly thank you here. Thank you for the $22 and the 22 cents over on Venmo. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for the love, Gregory. Let's get 200 Gregory W's down below. Brandon, 30 minutes ago with the $20 over on Venmo. Appreciate you for that love, Brandon. Say North Carolinian who was affected by Aline here. Thank you for informing this guest on how politicians are harming us. You got it, Brandon. There was a lot of information going around about that. Thank you for the love, Brandon. And then, oh my God, dude. Holy crap. Cloud with a K, that is Kloud, with the $72 donation on Venmo. Shit, Cloud. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Cloud says, use this to buy yourself some cases of water, Dean. Hashtag stay hydrated. That is going to buy me so much water. I'm going to be hydrated until the day that I die. Thank you, Cloud. Everybody show some love to Cloud down below. That is seriously so kind of you, bro. As well as Kai, 18 minutes ago on Venmo with a $15 donation saying that this lady is so weird. I appreciate you with the $15, Kai. And then Sophie, 8 minutes ago with the $10 saying, just to slight the homophobe, my girlfriend and I said I love you for the first time last week, and we're planning to move in together in December. Suck on that, lady. Sophie, I hope everything works out and y'all end up having a long-term relationship and get married at the end of the day. Good for you guys. And then Lauren, thank you for the $75 donation over on Venmo. Holy crap, Lauren, let's go. Lauren says, thank you for all that you do, Dean. You're doing a lot of good with what you do. Much love. All the love in the world to you, Lauren. Thank you so much for the $75 freaking donation. Let's get 1,000 Lauren W's down below. And then Sandra with a $25 donation on Venmo saying, fucking 8. Sandra, I've seen you here a handful of times. Thank you for the $25 and the kind message. Let's get so much love for Sandra down below in that comment section. Thank you so much. And then Jazz with a $20 donation over on PayPal. Appreciate you for that love, Jazz. Good to see you. Good to see you. Isaiah, thank you for the 10. And then Catherine, thank you for the 10 as well. Catherine says it's my birthday. Could I get a happy birthday? Happy birthday to you, Catherine. Holy shit, let's go. Heather and Charity, I appreciate you both for the $10. Martin, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal as well. Show some love to Martin. And then yo, Anonymous, thank you for the $300 donation over on PayPal. Holy crap. Anonymous says it continues to feel surreal and deeply emotionally great to hear a straight guy support LGBTQ plus rights. Thank you. No, bro, thank you for the $300 donation. I honestly don't think that should be something that is celebrated. I think it's a bare fucking minimum, because it is defending and supporting LGBTQ plus rights, but at the end of the day, it's a little bit more than that. It's simply defending decency and humanity. But I really appreciate you for the $300 donation. That is seriously insane. While we're hopping into this debate about abortion, please show some love to all of our donors, including Anonymous, including Catherine, including Lauren, including Cloud. You guys have been so incredibly kind, and I really do thank y'all. And then 3 more here. Alex, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. YouTube Super Chat. I appreciate you for the love, Alex. DC with the $10. Thank you so much, DC. Then Don with the $10 as well. Y'all are awesome. Now we are going to go ahead and pass the mic back to the guest. Tell us why you think that abortion is wrong.
For multiple reasons. I feel like, yeah, it is a life at conception. That's one reason. And I do feel like I'm not, it depends on what you're asking me, because I have a different viewpoint on this than some people.
I'm asking you why you think that abortion is wrong. Actually, I should start with this. Do you think that it's wrong in all circumstances, even like circumstances of rape?
That's exactly what I was fixing to get into. The grape thing is, I'm torn on it, just because I do understand from the mother's point of view that she didn't ask for that. That was never her intentions, and it's a very awful thing. But I also feel like, with my viewpoint being that life starts at conception, the baby also didn't ask for it. And the baby, I mean, I feel like with me, this is just my opinion, this is how I feel. I feel like, yes, it's obviously that is going to screw up anybody's, like, for the rest of their life. I do agree with that as somebody that's kind of went through that situation. But do I feel like that baby should lose its life because someone went through something very, very terrible? No.
Okay, phenomenal. So I'm going to go ahead and respond to that now. There's a really easy way to justify rape victims having access to abortion, even if you think the life of the fetus is just as morally valuable as your own. The way to do it is just to make the simple acknowledgement that the victim of rape has no obligation to give her bodily resources to the fetus without her consent or doing. Think about it. In what other circumstance do you just have a random obligation forced on you, for like literally forced on you, because think about rape, with no reason other than the spite and evilness of the forcer, the rapist, to provide your resources to another person for like 9 months to 10 months without your consent, against your will, even if it puts your own life on the line. It makes no goddamn sense to make that suggestion, and I'll prove it to you with the use of an analogy. Imagine that you make just enough money to buy enough food to, feed yourself. And at night, you leave your front door locked. But for the next 9 months, I'm going to break into your house and I'm going to steal half of your food while you're sleeping, and I'm going to eat it because I need it to live, okay? And this is going to put your life on the line. It's going to make you very uncomfortable. It is going to physically starve you, and there's about a 5% chance that by the end of it, you'll die from starvation, okay? Do you think that it should be legal for you to lock your front door at night to keep me out, even if I die from starvation myself?
Completely.
Okay. So you're just telling me, even if I need your resources to stay alive, you have no legal obligation to give them.
Well, that's
even
why
though
I said
fetuses need the resources of the victim of rape to stay alive, that rape victim has no legal obligation to give them.
Well, that's why I said I was kind of torn on that one. But there's other scenarios too, like women that do want to have kids. A D&C is basically an abortion. I know you can have a D&C if the baby's already passed. If it was miscarried later on, you can have the D&C for the mother's health, obviously, because for that reason. But situations where a female did want the child and someone's looking at her and telling her that 100% her baby's not going to make it or she's not going to make it, then in that case, I feel like abortion or a D&C, at that point, I don't even feel like it would be called an abortion. I feel like a D&C would be necessary because you're already being told that one or both lives aren't going to make it.
So you're telling me that if the mother's life on the line, then you think she should be able to access abortion. Great. We don't need to debate that because I agree. Now, back to the circumstance of rape. You said that you were still torn on it after the argument that I gave.
No, I feel like there
should be.
I feel like there should be things put. I feel like that should be an exception. I do feel like that's. I mean, no, I would never. I would not be able to do it. It would definitely screw me up for life.
Okay. So you think that life of the mother in rape should be an exception. Cool. So now for women that consented to engage in an intercourse and got pregnant because of that and wants to get an abortion for any reason or no reason at all, which is what we call an elective abortion, do you think they should be able to legally access abortion?
No.
And why is that?
Because if you have sex, ultimately, more times than not, if you're having unprotected sex, then sex does lead to pregnancy.
Okay. So if more often than not true.
Well, but that's why people have sex.
I've had a lot of sex in my life, and it has not been more often than not that's led to pregnancy.
I'm saying that if you use protection and then whatever, have sex. But if you're having unprotected sex and you know that there is a chance, whether it's small or not, that you may end up getting pregnant and you may have to raise someone until they're 18 years old at least, then
there you go.
No,
So are you just saying that if a woman gets pregnant via sex that they consented to, they shouldn't be able to get an abortion because that pregnancy is a natural consequence of their own actions?
Yeah, they knew that it was a risk and they took that risk.
Cool. So if you take the risk of drinking alcohol, a natural consequence of your action could be a failed liver. If that happens, do you think that you should be able to pay for a liver transplant?
I mean, this is going to sound mean, but I feel like someone that needs a liver that is healthy and didn't drink should get a liver transplant before someone that did drink.
I think that's actually how it is. I think that if you need a liver transplant because of alcoholism, you're put it like a lower tier.
Yeah, I feel like you should be put lower on a list.
I'm pretty sure that's the way it is. Yeah, sure. I don't know. I'm not going to give my take on that because I want to focus on the meat on the bone here. But the fact that I'm trying to get from you is that you still do think they should be legally allowed to get a liver transplant, right?
Not before a healthy person, but
I know even after healthy people, sure. I didn't account for that variable in asking the question. I'll just grant that to you. Do you think that they should be legally allowed to get a liver transplant after people that need the liver transplant, not because of alcoholism? Just in general. Sure. Okay. So they don't have to deal with the natural consequences of their actions. If a chain smoker gets lung cancer from cigarettes, should they be able to go to the hospital and pay for medical treatment to get chemotherapy to kill the lung cancer? Even though it's a natural consequence of their action.
Sure.
Oh, okay. So they don't have to deal with the natural consequence of their action. So like seemingly, like we could like paint like a many pictures here where individuals will like reap the natural consequences of their actions, like liver failure for alcoholics, lung cancer for chain smokers, or even like skin cancer for people that go out and sit in the sun all day without sunscreen, right? And you think that every single one of those individuals should be able to use medical means to remedy those natural consequences, like a liver transplant, like chemotherapy, like aloe vera. But then as soon as we're referencing what you think the natural consequence of sex is, which is pregnancy, all of a sudden the women and girls have this special obligation that nobody else does to deal with that natural consequence. Why is that?
No, you do. If you smoke, whether you get the health care or not, you still have to deal. There's still repercussions that you have to deal with from that risk.
Okay. Yeah. So the repercussions that you have to deal with are actually just getting the lung cancer, and the way that you're dealing with it is by going to the doctors and getting chemotherapy. Okay. Well, then therefore, the way that women who get abortions after getting pregnant from sex, they are dealing with the natural consequences of their actions, and they're dealing with them by getting an abortion.
No,
good point. Good point. Come on. Everyone clap for Amber.
I said, I feel like a woman, the repercussions of a woman getting pregnant from unprotected sex, I feel like she should have to, being life starts at conception, she should have to carry the baby.
Why? Why? Because that has nothing to do with it being the natural consequence of her action, because we've already disputed that argument with examples of other natural consequences of other actions that you don't think individuals should have an obligation to deal with forever. So what is the reason why you think women should be denied access to elective abortions? What is it?
Because I feel like it's killing. If life starts at conception, I feel like it is killing that baby.
It is. It is killing the fetus. Now, why is that wrong?
Because
of your Bible? Is that wrong because of your Bible? Is that wrong because it's a sin?
When you go and get a new lung put in, you're not killing someone for that lung.
No, I agree. You're now making a different argument, saying that it is wrong specifically because you're killing the fetus. Okay. Would you say that it should be illegal to kill fetuses because killing fetuses is a sin?
I feel like killing any person is a sin.
Okay, but do you think it should be illegal because it's a sin?
Yes, I feel like if you do something and you know the risk of what you're doing.
Right. Just be quiet, please. Be quiet, please. You told us that you think it should be illegal because it's a sin, and you answered it. You said that you do think it should be illegal.
Well,
because
even
it's a sin.
if I wasn't,
I have a question. I have a question. Is lying a sin?
Lying?
Yeah.
Yes.
So lying to your child, telling them that Santa Claus exists, that should be illegal because it's a sin?
It's Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah, it's still a sin, though. Right? Isn't like the whole premise of the gospel, a sin's a sin, all sins separate you from God? All sins are equal in the eyes of God outside of blasphemy. The gospel also doesn't give us a very clear framework in order to dictate that one sin's any worse than another. And the only way to dictate that one is worse from another is if you're like a Catholic or Orthodox and you give like authority to the magisterium or the church leaders to tell you that they're infallible and that one sin is worse than another. Like, are you Catholic or Orthodox? Or are you like non-denominational, just scripture, personal relationship between you and God? Which one is it?
It's more so personal, but I did start.
So yeah. Under your view, if you just read the Bible, okay, well, the Bible just tells us sins are sins. They all separate us from God. There's no clear distinguishment between the sin of lying and the sin of getting an abortion insofar as how wrong they are. So obviously, we're going to have to treat these sins the same because God treats them the same, and He's perfect. He's all good. He's our moral standard. If we're going to treat these sins the same, if we want to make one illegal, we got to make both of them illegal. So because you want to make the sin of getting an abortion illegal, would you also therefore say that we should make the sin of lying to your children, telling them that Santa Claus exists, illegal?
When you look at it like that, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, see, that's the issue. See, your argument entails that we should literally kill Christmas And that's the conclusion
Because
of the
I don't
position.
feel like that. I don't
That
feel
abortion
like
should be
would
illegal.
I don't feel like that would be considered a lie. That's more like a fairy tale. That's for kids to have fun. That's not you beating in your head like your kid's brain every day. Oh my God, Santa Claus is real. Santa Claus is real, and you have to believe in Santa
Okay,
Claus.
it is a lie. What's a lie? Define a lie. I mean, in your argument, you're just kind of like showing us that lies aren't always wrong, which disagrees with the Christian Bible.
I feel
You
like it's a
actually read in
fairy
the critique.
tale.
Okay, define lie.
A lie is a lie. I don't know how else to define a lie. Something that's untrue.
Yeah, intentionally saying something that's false, right?
Exactly. So if someone's kid comes up to them and asks if Santa Claus is real,
And I say yes. Am I intentionally telling them something that I know is false?
yes, you are.
Okay, so
I
it's a
didn't
lie.
have that luxury growing up. When I asked if Santa Claus was real, my mom told me no. I
Right,
mean,
because she didn't lie to you.
it's a fairy tale.
So we could agree that if the definition of a lie is intentionally telling somebody something that you know is false, okay, if I tell my kid that
Yes.
Santa Claus exists, I'm intentionally telling them something that I know is false, right?
Correct.
So I'm telling them a lie.
Yes.
All right. There you go. So you think that should be illegal?
I don't feel like someone should go to jail for it, but I mean, no, it's not right. I don't think someone should go to
So
jail.
I'm not asking you if it's wrong. Obviously, it's wrong. The Christian Bible says lying is wrong. I already know that. I'm asking you if you think it should
Yes,
be criminally illegal.
An abortion is not criminally illegal.
You're saying that it should be, right?
No, I'm saying that under certain circumstances, it
Oh my
should be
God.
allowed.
Oh my God.
But
Oh my God.
that's
Yes, you're
because-
saying that elective abortion should be illegal. Is that not your position?
That should elective, yes.
Okay, fucking duh. Okay, so yeah, okay, just stop it. Should lying to your child about Santa Claus's existence literally be illegal?
Yes.
Okay, so dude, oh my God, let's look at other things that are sins
That's
in the
if
Bible.
we're pretending to be God. I mean,
Dude. Wait. So you'd only make sins illegal if we're pretending to be God? So when you tell us that you think the sin of abortion should be illegal, you're pretending to be God? How's that gonna blow over on Judgment Day, Amber?
when I was arguing for like my stance on abortion, I didn't even bring Christianity into it. My view on abortion has nothing to do with my biblical beliefs at all.
That's just completely
right. No.
The reason why that's incoherent to suggest is because you think right and wrong is rooted in God. So you can't say that you think that something is wrong for some
I
reason or
do,
motivation
but
outside of God.
I feel like
Amber, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next guest. I hope that you have a good rest of your day and appreciate you for the conversation.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we had her up here for around an hour. It's time to move on. Let's go to get that next guest loaded into the box. If you find yourself in that queue, make sure it's because you support Trump. Make sure that you're following the rules. We're going to go ahead and throw the rules up on screen right now. Take a good look. Blitzo, thank you so much for the 27 Canadian dollars over on that YouTube stream. Thank you, Blitzo. Everybody, please show some love to Blitzo down below in that comment section. They're asking for my thoughts on Trump. Well, I mean, you don't have to pay for that. I fucking hate the guy. So there you go. Archer, welcome in. You MAGA? Nope. Archer is not MAGA. We're going to move on to the next guest. That's right. Everybody, we're going to go to get that next guest up in here. Odessa, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo, saying God gives us free will. Please ask Amber why she thinks she has the authority to deny others the same free will God grants. So funny enough, Odessa, you're actually spot on. There is great arguments against the operation of a criminal justice system under the Christian worldview that's rooted in arguments very similar to the question that you just gave in your donation. And they could get rather like theologically deep. So, I mean, I try to stay out of like super deep theological conversations because we're here to talk about Trump. But I just wanted to acknowledge that, Odessa, there's incredibly theologically deep arguments against the imposition of a criminal justice system under a God worldview for that reason. So that's a good one, very good one. Then Casey, thank you so much for the $3 on Venmo. Say new here, $1 for every live so far. Well, I mean, I hope that you watch them all. So I'd stop sending dollars because there's going to be quite a few that come up, but I appreciate you for the love. Let's go to get that next guest loaded in here right now, everybody. Let me know down below in that comment section if you support Trump and you want to come up here and have a debate. Let's go to get that next guest up in here right now. While we are, Amanda, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal, saying I enjoy watching and learning from your stream daily. Thank you for fighting so hard. Amanda, you're awesome. Thank you for the $20 donation. Everybody watching, show some love to Amanda down below. Much love to you, Amanda. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Age?
Hello?
How old are you?
Oh, I'm 19.
Nice. I saw you in the comment section saying that you're going to debunk everything.
Yeah.
Wow, that's definitely a hot claim. Real quick, what year were you born in? Oh, rip. Kara, thank you so much for the $5 over on PayPal. Show some love to Kara down below in the comment section. Appreciate it, Kara. You were fantastic. As well as, dude, Jay, thank you for the $150 donation over on PayPal. Jay, it is so good to see you today. Thank you for the love. As well as, Jay, I saw your donation last night. I love you so much. You are awesome. Show some love to Jay down below. Dude, Jay's been supporting like me and Parker like crazy. We literally love you so much, Jay. Jay said, you and Parker represent the best of your generation in a passionate commitment to your tireless fight against the Goliath of corruption that defines this administration. I cannot feel more proud of two people that than I do for you guys. So I say, dude, Jay.
Hello?
I'm honestly, I really like you, Jay. You know, honestly, like one day I want to be like you. You know, obviously you got a bit of money. You've been supporting both me and Parker a lot. So obviously, you know, you're a little more progressed and farther on in your life than I am mine. And I hope that one day I'm like that. You know, I'm doing well, but I still have empathy and I still have decency and I still fight for what's right. And I bet everybody else out there can agree to that suggestion. So, Jay, just know you're an icon. Thank you so much for the $150 donation. Everybody, please show some love to Jay down below in that chat. Thank you. As well as Heather, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. And Bjorn, thank you for the 12 as well. Show some love to Heather and Bjorn down below in that comment section. I appreciate y'all more than you will ever know for the love. Thank you guys so very much. Now, welcome in Kaysen. Sorry, not Carson. Kaysen, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
What year were you born
in? 2005.
And how old are you?
I'm about to turn 19.
Oh, you'd actually be about to turn 20. Wrong.
Yeah, true.
Skadoosh. All right, everybody. You know, guess what time of the day it is, y'all? I bet somebody could guess. Somebody watching right now knows what time of the day it is. Like, somebody unfortunately knows. You guys got it right. Everybody in the chat spamming restart. That is the time of the day. So if you're new here, let me tell you something real quick. TikTok terms of service are very restrictive and weird, and they will hit the live with flags randomly. And it's something that we're used to at this point. It happens every day. It's just a part of the streams on TikTok now. So every day, around 2 hours in, we have to completely end and restart the live stream. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to tell you how to come right on back because we've gotten so good at these restarts. They take 10 seconds. So in like 10 seconds from the moment that I end here in a handful of seconds, you'll be right back into enjoying the same debates you have for the last hour, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, etc. If you want to be able to come back into the stream after the restart, first hit the follow button, unless in case you can't follow the instructions I'm about to give you. Because at the end of the day, if you follow me, and when I restart, I'll pop up in your live feed, in like your DMs, friends, and followers. It is part of TikTok. So make sure to hit that follow button right now. I'm going to allow everybody just a moment to hit that follow button while I'm explaining how to come back even quicker than just finding me on your following list when we're doing the restart. So if you want to come back in even quicker than just finding me on your following list, the moment I end the stream, there's going to be a pop-up that says live ended, and then it will show my profile picture. And if you click on my profile picture, you'll be directed to my account page. Now, once you're on that account page, I want you to count to 10, like literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Refresh the account page. You'll see that live glowing orb around the profile picture on the account page. Click on that, and then you'll find yourself right back in the live. We aim for like 70% of the people rejoining us once we do the restart. So if you're out there watching it now and you're like, well, I don't know if I want to go through all these steps to come back in, you should. And then also for everybody spamming, we get it, just restart. You all got to keep in mind that there's people watching that don't know how to use TikTok. There's people watching that maybe aren't paying like super close attention. So I understand for the people that are paying attention, it's really annoying to hear me like go over it a lot, but it's meaningful because I want that message to be able to reach everybody.